Hey, everybody, we're live. It is Wednesday. It is Patreon Appreciation Night here on World Class Bullshitters. So we've had a really great, fantastic year, and we didn't do it alone. We did it with the help of all you out there, and there are a select group of people that went above and beyond the call of duty to help World Class Bullshitters reach new heights. So tonight, we want to take a step back and appreciate them, put the spotlight on them, and have some fun. So I'm not alone. Tonight, I'm joined with the sixth bullshitter, American Trent 007. How you doing, Trent?
The name's Bond. James Bond. I'm doing great, Jeff. How are you doing?
Fantastic, man. You guys know what I do. I pretty much live on this channel, so I'm doing all right.
You know, there's worse places, like Detroit. There's worse places.
Yeah, Detroit is garbage. Anyone that says Detroit's not that bad, well...
They're lying.
Yeah,
you don't live in the state of, you've never been there. You haven't been to Michigan.
Yeah, I've never been to the state of Michigan. Never lived there. Never sunk, $100,000 in student loans to that damn university. Yeah, I know,
Wow.
right?
That's impressive.
Anyway, up next is our friend. It's Comics Elite. What's up, man?
Hey, it's Drew with Comics Elite, and I was up in Detroit last month for that Comic-Con, and yeah, it's something.
I remember the one time I was in Detroit coming home for Thanksgiving break. I had to take a bus to Cincinnati because my mom was out of town. I was staying with family members, and I stopped in Detroit, and I was going to go walk and eat lunch, and then I realized I was in downtown Detroit, so I stayed in the bus station for like 6 hours because I don't want to get stabbed.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Yeah, once is enough for me.
Wait, Jeff, was that guy there selling shower curtain rings? What are you talking about?
Yeah, he was a little huggy, but I just kept away. Up next is our friend Justin. What's up, Justin?
Hey Jeff, how's it going? Real quick, just want to give a shout out to my friends Austin and Amelie. They just had their son today, or yesterday, I should say.
Ooh, congratulations!
Awesome.
Congrats.
Yeah, well, not my kid, but
Still, congratulations to your friend.
And we're coming from Atlanta right now, so
Woo!
Hello to everyone out there.
You're right down the street from Nick.
I'm also like 30 minutes away from Ivan because I think he lives in Marietta.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, maybe one day you, Ivan, and Nick will all run into each other at what is that, Dragon Con? You never know.
Yeah, that was a couple of weeks ago, and someone asked me if I was going to that, and I totally told them, I was like, whoops, totally forgot that was this weekend. Oops.
Dude, I forgot to go to the Cincinnati Comic Expo, and I usually go to that show, so.
Oh, wow.
It wasn't a big deal. I ran into some guy at the store when I was making that Star Wars video, and he's like, why aren't you at the Comic Expo? I'm like, it's modern day Marvel. I can't do it.
Yeah, don't get me started on that.
Can't take the woke.
No.
We're about to hit a giant plummet on that series.
Well, I've been talking about it. Believe me, there's new stuff to talk about every day with this damn Captain Marvel, the impending, soul-crushing film.
Yes.
But we'll get to that in a moment. Let me introduce our friend Magic Bollocks.
Good evening. How is everybody?
Oh, doing good, man. How you doing?
Good. Glad to hear it. And I've got a little guest with me who wants to say hello as well. He's a bit frail, so I'll just push him close to the mic. Hello there. Is everybody all right out there?
Nice. Very good.
There we go. We got Sir Sean Connery. Boom. Take that, Ethan. We got Sean Connery.
Way better than Yoda.
I know, right?
Yes,
God, that Yoda
significantly
was
better.
shit last night. I'm sorry, Ethan, if you're hearing this. I know you're not, but damn. Come on, man.
Every Yoda was terrible.
Yes, that is true.
And that man that's there in the background, the final member of the council for this evening, the DJD show. How you doing, man?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Nice to be on the show again. Fun times had by all last time. The Thing, yes.
Fantastic movie. Fantastic movie.
That was a fun day.
It
Lots
was.
of jokes exchanged.
That's what we do on World Class Bullshitters. We take a look at entertainment. Sometimes we dissect it with critical eye. Sometimes we just laugh at it. So that was one of those nights where we just took something we loved and had some fun with it. And we're going to do a lot more of that stuff here on the channel really soon. So let's see who we got. I just introduced everybody. So Trent, we're going to let Comics Elite go first because you're a bullshitter in the wing. So Comics Elite, what was the topic you wanted to bring up tonight?
Well, I will say, despite there's a lot of junk out there with Marvel, there are some true winners out there in the land of Marvel Comics. I will say anything written by Donny Cates right now is practically a home run. I'm not going to lie. If you read anything Venom related written by him, Thanos written by him, you will thoroughly enjoy it. They are fantastic. If there's one guy who should be an editor-in-chief at Marvel, it should be Donny Cates.
So what was the latest thing they put out from him?
Venom number 6 just came out this week, and it's continuing the honestly the home run series he's putting out right now. 6 issues in, and it has not slowed down a beat. Every issue has been fantastic, and they're thoroughly promoting on Twitter that it's better than Watchmen. And I'm not gonna lie, it's up there. It's up there.
Now, when I go to my local comic book shop, if I pick up these books, they're not as good as Watchmen. I'm going to send them to you, and you're going to have to eat them with some of that St. Elmo's cocktail sauce on camera.
I will
for me.
videotape myself doing that. I will do that.
See, folks, Comics Elite was awesome enough to come out and hang out with us up at Horror Hound in Indianapolis. He showed us around downtown. We had just a fantastic weekend. So, again, Drew, thank you very much. But I'm gonna take you up on your recommendation. I have a question. Is Eddie Brock Venom again, or is it still?
Yes.
Okay, he's back. Okay.
Eddie Brock is back, and by issue 2, you see you get a recoup of his backstory. But by issue 6, you really see the relationship between him and the symbiote. You see how close they are by the end of it. It's fantastic.
Now, I loved the first appearance of Venom. So back in the 80s, we had Secret War number 8 when Spider-Man got the black suit. Then he came back, he realized it was living. And then Venom was appeared in Spider-Man, I believe it was 299 was the final panel of 299 was Venom, where he broke into the, maybe appeared in 298 as a hand or something. My point is, though, the early appearances of Venom were all fantastic. I want something like that. Now, Venom doesn't interact with Spider-Man, correct? He's off doing his own thing?
Actually, in this series, he's interacted with Miles Morales, the other Spider-Man, and they had. Well, no, yeah. I hold on, real quick. I was very hesitant myself. I'm just like, oh my god, if Miles knocks him out with one punch, I am throwing away this comic. I'm tossing it in the garbage. I'm done. But no, it's an honest, great fight. And spoiler alert, Venom wins.
Okay. I'm going to support my local comic book shop on your recommendation. So Rock and Rooster Comics and Games has you from Comics Elite Drew to thank. So
real quick, yeah, no problem.
Our friend Dayton Pfeiffer sent in a super chat. It's just $5, so thank you, Dayton Pfeiffer. Appreciate it, man. Hoping to get you on here one of these days. Always see you in all the streams. Justin, what is your topic, my friend?
Okay, so I read an article the other day because I'm a huge gamer, and before we were starting, I was playing WoW, and I looked at a very interesting article. It was a little snippet from TechSpot about the new Battlefield. I think it's, what is it? We're up to 5 now or some crap like that. And don't mind the whole fact that the lady with the one arm. That's interesting. TechSpot actually, and I have the article pulled up, that they're in beta right now, and they had some strange censoring for their language filter of blocking the word white man.
Oh God, I heard.
And also Defend, DLC, and Lag were banned.
Lag? Like the word lag?
Yeah.
Ugh.
It says, and I quote, "Not allowing people to type the word Nazi is just bizarre. Defend is also banned, as are DLC and Lag." And this is a game set in World War II.
I also heard, I think the same article or another one related to it, that he said white man is banned, black man is not banned, and then he said DLC is not allowed. But if you put free DLC, they'll let you say it.
They said Asian man was also not banned, which is also bizarre.
When you start censoring the online chat going on in a multiplayer video game, you've gone from corrupt, bad business model to woke, corrupt business model to I'm waiting for the dumpster fire to start.
I don't understand it. I mean, I can understand. So the game I'm playing, I can understand them saying you cannot make your character's name any kind of profanity or anything that sounds like profanity. I get that.
Right.
But to do this woke crap where you're going, oh, you can't say white man, or you can't say white person or whatever. it's just a little bizarre to me.
No, it's getting scary.
It's getting out of
Across
hand.
all the platforms, not just now EA. I mean, it's scary. It's really getting to the point where what's freedom of speech anymore in this online world that's ever growing? I'm scared of it. It's just
What
weird.
was?
I'm not
Oh,
scared, but I'm just concerned.
I've been terrified for a while. That there was one. What was the other game? Cyberpunk that got the backlash too.
May have
They had
been.
I think so. They said they had a backlash of saying like, did you just? One of the characters or one of their tweets said, "Did you just assume my gender or something?" And everyone was up in arms.
Oh yeah. I think that was Cyberpunk. Yeah, that was terrible. And really, when I saw that Battlefield 5 was going to be World War II, I was pumped. Ever since I was a kid, seen old movies, kind of like Kendo is in the channel. He's a big military buff as well. Love history, love the games, the original World War II, Medal of Honor, just Brothers in Arms. And then I saw that trailer. I see a woman, and here's like in World War II, Russian snipers were a lot of them that were women.
Yeah,
True story.
one of the highest body counts was actually a Russian sniper in Stalingrad. She was a woman.
Right. And
Or
the
something like
French
that.
had partisan fighters that were old, young, men, women. I get that. I see a woman fighting the British Army with a mechanical arm in the 1940s, and then a British soldier with a samurai sword on his back, and it's supposed to be campaign stuff. I'm like, what? This?
It doesn't follow the literal history that is written in books timeline at all.
If you're gonna make a game, set it and just don't call World War II. Don't use Germany. Just do some far out war and make it what you want. But
Well, they like doing that because it sells. So they, in their minds.
Well, it sells
yeah,
on social media, so they
Yeah,
get free
exactly.
advertising.
It's not going to
Mhm.
sell to consumers. They had to push the game back because of just a huge astronomical gap in pre-orders behind Black Ops 4,
Mhm.
which I'm not even that excited for. I'm not going to play it.
Yeah, they realize there's a massive backlash for what they did.
Well, Jeff, you have said it before, I think. These companies, comics, movies, anything pop culture related, video games, all these SJWs that come out and say that, okay, well, we don't like this, and then everyone gets terrified, so they switch their platform and they kind of just switch their narrative. They're pandering to the wrong crowd.
Yeah.
They're pandering to people that don't want to make money.
Well, they're pandering to people that don't have money either. It's the people
That's
that
true.
they're pandering to are buying. They want free shit. Like, you guys want, something of quality, well, you got to have to pay for it. It's not, that's how the world works. So these people want to get on social media and get involved with causes and all this shit, but it doesn't cost money to get attention. That's what they're looking for at the end of this, is attention. Like that girl that was interviewed on, the one girl that says, "Oh, I started the hashtag," and then the person's like, "What does that do? What does that mean?" That's the mentality of all these people right now, and the people that work in these companies are listening to that voice. That's not. I mean, remember market research? Remember how they would get people in, consumers, and go, "What do you guys think of this? What do you think of that?" And people would test the games and do that. They would write down on little pieces of paper what they liked, what they didn't like. What happened to taking the audience you have, finding out what they like, and then trying to expand it, not taking everything they like and just flushing it down the toilet?
No,
you're completely right. Yeah.
Well, they go by different metrics now, so they don't do that anymore. At least that's what they think in their mind they should be doing.
I mean,
they're trying to move to the socialist world frame where economics no longer exist. It's not about money. It's all about the politics, not money at all. Not corporations, not capitalism.
You think about it this way. You have test groups back in the day with video games that, said played it, gave feedback. That was how they did it. You have movies where, I'm not sure if it's that way still, probably is being manipulated and changed, but back in the day, it was people, you get into a theater, it's a month or two out, you screen a movie. You get reaction.
Yeah, they still do that one.
They still do. Okay, good. But really, like, they're really focusing on a narrow margin of the consumer base, and it's just not sound business practice. You're supposed to appeal to the majority of your consumers, the wide base, and there's no way this can be appealing to that many people, and the numbers in pre-order reflect that.
This time, definitely. I mean, all they do every year is just update the roster in other games anyways. It's, I mean, this year, for example, with loot boxes, it was like, oh, dang. They got, hope they're getting hit a little bit, both at NBA 2K and EA. I mean, they have their own controversy with, I mean, if there's a bit of luck, maybe an executive goes to jail in Europe because they are being criminally investigated, not just regular investigation, right? I'd laugh my ass off if you imagine EA exec goes, "No, don't take me to jail. We'll do more than just update the roster this year." Really?
I'll give you the patch notes, please.
Well,
That doesn't happen.
Something's got to be done. Maybe not arresting the executives, but like me, I always talk about how I like wrestling games. They've essentially wiped me out from buying their game due to their laziness. They cut out good stuff, and they don't really do enough. These yearly updated games, I know they think they need to have a game that comes out every year, but in the long run, I can't support yearly franchises anymore.
Well, take that old Halo franchise before they basically screwed up and made Halo 4, which I was like, all right, it's an okay game, and I read the books too, and I was a huge Halo fan. Halo 1 came out in what? Jeff, you can correct me if I'm wrong. It was
01?
2000. Oh, yeah, 2001.
It was a launch title for the Xbox, yeah.
Right, 2000, and then
4.
what was it, a year or two after that, 2 came out?
04, it was 01, 04, 07, and then I don't remember what number 4 came out. Like 2011, 2012?
12.
It's 12, yeah, because I was in college at the time.
11, 12.
Those games were great. The first 3, they came out. They had a ton of time to work on it. And then 4 came out, and then 5 came out, but they came out and spread out. But they didn't do what the fans. Bungie sold the rights, obviously, but they didn't do what the fans wanted. They're like, okay, well, this is great and all, but you're adding too much. In my opinion, I was like, you're adding too much of Call of Duty style playing. I don't want all this crap to deal with. It was kind of like Destiny, where they promised you all this stuff, and they're like, oh, we're just going to make you buy like a whole other game over the course of 2 years.
Yeah, I didn't even get into Destiny. I don't want to sound like overly militant, but I don't trust certain video game companies or the big first-person shooter releases and stuff like that. If I'm going to buy a game now, closer to 30, I usually just buy something from Nintendo, because maybe they have certain archaic policies, maybe their online isn't worth a damn, which I did check out. But at least I know I'm going to get a full game when I pick up Smash Brothers. I'm not going to be the mechanic doesn't work.
You have to pay an extra $20 to get the full game. That's true.
I could tell you right now, I have a Switch, and I bought Mario Tennis for it, and the online play is great, but the connection can be hit or miss sometimes. But for a Nintendo system, it's, I recommend that over some of the games that you get now, where they get DDoSed and you can't even sign into their console for 3 days.
I'll never forget the time that the PlayStation 3 network went down because Dion had just bought DC Online. I think they'd just come out. And this was when I lived with Dion. And so he was in a different headspace. He wasn't always in the best of moods. So he's like, all I care about is playing this game. So he gets it installed. And that night, PlayStation Network went down for, 90 days? It was
that was fun. Hey, but
I kind of was happy that happened.
Right? Yeah. That was a fun time.
Poor Dion.
And now Dion will speak out on the channel for the right of all PlayStation controllers. They've been misrepresented. He won't be their flag bearer.
Those poor innocent controllers. Adopt one today.
Oh, Jeff!
He's riding a horse, of course.
Jeff, I actually had a kind of. You can shoot this down if you like, but I kind of had a weird comic book idea for you. You make a comic book with these really deranged looking My Little Ponies, and you make Dion the main character of a horror comic book.
There's a segment of the population that's into that, so it would sell.
You have it instead. It's a bunch of deranged bronies.
Exactly those people.
There you go.
Virus
no, there's a comic.
And a BronyCon. And then they start chasing down the one guy who got locked in. He went to the wrong convention center. poor Dion.
I would buy that. I
Still
would sell
better.
that in our
Oh
store.
my god, I would buy that. Still a better idea than Star Wars Title IX,
Oh God. Oh wow.
which
Yeah.
they're trying to bring back Snoke. It's rumored apparently.
No, he got cut in half. He's done.
Andy Serkis, you know what he said in the interview. That's all I got to say about that.
Well, Andy-
Dark Force Ghost.
Right, Johnny Five? Right?
Can't Andy Serkis come back as Ulysses Claw? A great. I really liked Ulysses Claw out of Black Panther. They killed the best character they've created in quite a while. Let's not bring back Snoke. Let's bring back Claw.
Yeah,
Usually
Jeff.
fun.
Jeff, I haven't seen Black Panther yet, so it's good.
Don't.
Dead.
You're not missing out, man.
Yeah, I didn't really care. I didn't pick up a single Marvel Legend, so if that tells you anything, you know me.
Yeah.
That tells me how.
I
felt about
watched.
it.
Yeah, you
I
can
mean, I
just read the
watched it.
comic book and you'll be fine.
No, I mean I watched it and I was like, meh. It was okay. I mean,
Average.
it's not a. It was like I was nothing special. I was like, okay, those shields are kind of cool, but whatever. Okay.
Yeah, it's a visually appealing movie. There are a few parts where the special effects are wonky. I know some people think the movie's perfect on every level. No, it's a good film. Put it like that. I don't hate the movie. We gave it a 7 out of 10 on the channel. I think Kendo, didn't Dion give it the lowest score?
I think
believe
so.
So, I mean, I don't know what that says about Dion. I guess because there was not enough Lena Dunham in it.
This is true. He's a big
Jeff.
fan, guys.
It didn't go full woke, so he didn't like it that much.
Yep.
The funny thing is, he is not even like that in real life. I'm just like, what?
Yeah, that's just his internet personality. Real life, much more fun guy. Not into horses as much.
Yeah, if I would the name of the comic book From Trot to Gallop. That's my favorite story.
Well, after stealing Solo, finish his campaign, and I get to, print it and sell it and all that. Well, it's already sold, but print it and give it out. Then I'll work on the next one. I am liking the idea though of doing comics based on the channel and then broadening out to other stuff. But I don't want to do superheroes, man. I think superheroes are kind of just meh nowadays.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you have to make Mr. Moist a character, that's for sure. He's got his own special powers already.
I should just do a rip-off of the Tip and have Brandon Weiss be a character. He's like
Captain
the
Moist.
He's like the
It would have to
Spoon
be-
from Mystery Men. He just leaks everywhere.
Yeah, it would have to be called something like the.
Moist.
Yeah, it would have to be called something like the Muff or something, wouldn't it?
Well, there's the buff
No,
guy too. Yes.
Dion, or Kendo, we need to turn what's his face? What was the superhero you came up with? No, shipping and handling should have Dick Tracy like characters.
That's fine.
Buff.
Oh God.
I've got it. I've got the whole story arc down. I just gone back and been putting in pieces and things like that. I can turn it into Dick Tracy quality.
By the way, folks, Kendo plays a really big part in stealing Solo. He's the man responsible for kidnapping one Harrison Ford.
Okay. Oh well, that's actually very believable if anyone's ever met the magical man that is Kenny. So
Or listen to the show for 5 minutes.
Kenny rules.
And we got superfan Adam Shawhan here, folks. What's up, man?
Hey, buddy. Sorry I'm late.
Oh, it's fine. We got plenty of time. I thought people would be
hey, what's up,
lining
man?
out the door, so we're good, man. We are good. Magic Bollocks, what is the topic you'd like to bring up tonight?
Well, it's funny that the sort of subject I was veering towards has sort of already been brought up, which is that what's happened to our beloved interests, the way it's been hijacked by these ideologue morons. But I think I'd probably steer it in a slightly different direction, which is that, as I said to you before, Jeff, that my interest sort of lies in the sort of the 80s and 90s sort of action films. At a time when you knew if you just watched a film in the cinema, you weren't necessarily thinking of politics or anything. You were just thinking, yeah, this is a man goes into a building and blows everything up, and everybody cheers and thinks, fucking yeah, that was a good film. No plot needed, nothing particularly special, but it was still entertaining. And even though there are still the occasional film like that, still made now, do any of you lot think that there's any chance that, Hollywood in the near future could sort of, start pumping out those sort of same really ridiculously masculine, high adrenaline action flicks that we can just literally watch, switch our brains off and not give, two shits about without a load of SJW screaming like fucking vultures on Twitter and whatever.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
It's
Now,
all about the money.
if the main hero's taking out SJWs and that's why they're screaming, that's a different thing.
Yes,
But
I'd actually pay a lot for that one.
I look to John Wick as a glimmer of hope.
Yes,
You know, I
Wick
love
series.
those movies. But talking about 80s, 90s, you look at some of the Schwarzenegger movies that weren't like his staples, like T2 or Predator. You look at like Raw Deal, Commando, even was it Red Heat with Jim Belushi? Look at those movies.
Yes.
My dad introduced me to Raw Deal probably 4 or 5 years ago. I'd never heard of it. We get and we watch it. What is it? It's a guy who's bringing the FBI, who's put undercover in the mob, and he fucking kills everybody. Cut, dry, simple. I love it. It's great.
Well, you brought up John Wick, and John Wick's great, and it's becoming a franchise unto itself. I mean, we have John Wick 1 and 2. We have all those action figures coming out, high-end stuff, collectible stuff that is usually reserved for a Star Wars. We got the third movie coming out, and then they got this Rambo film coming out. They got a toned-down McClane. If Death Wish would have made a lot more money, I think we would have seen a few more of these come out sooner than later. But some are hit and miss. Believe me, I like the idea that you're throwing out there, Magic Bollocks, about straight up, classic action movies where you go into a theater, you turn off your brain, you watch a good story, or a basic story with good spectacle, and you go home. There's no online critics to sit and try to pick it apart. They're not going to sit and analyze the trailer. I mean, a lot of the ways these online critics operate is just to stay relevant.
Feed on controversy.
Yeah, they're constantly feeding from one trend to the next.
Well, part of the reason I thought of that was I saw on YouTube when I was looking earlier on, there used to be a show on in the UK called Bring Back, and it was basically a chap would go around trying to resurrect old TV shows from like the 80s, and one of them he did bring back the A-Team, and he managed to interview Dirk Benedict, Dwight Schwartz, and Mr. T. Obviously, he couldn't do George Peppard because he was long since dead, but he when he was talking to Dirk Benedict, he actually said that in his mind, the A-Team was the last properly masculine show of the 80s. He said it was a show that was made by men for men to enjoy. And, if women liked it as well, that's fine. But it was mainly men, just made for men. And could you imagine somebody trying to pitch that now? Saying we're making
very difficult, yeah.
A full-on,
maybe
match
for
show.
Spike Television, I could see this. Maybe one or two networks would maybe think about doing that.
No, it ended up being a crap fest, like the new Magnum PI relaunch.
Oh yeah, no, God, don't.
I just saw the.
I've not heard of this. Please enlighten me.
Oh God.
Details exactly, but I've seen a few old episodes of Magnum PI. Tom Selleck, he's a national treasure. Great show back in the day. This guy just reeks of soy. It's Magnum. It's Magnum soy. It's Magnum soy.
I cringed so hard when I saw that.
I'm sorry. I could never imagine a drop of soy going anywhere near Tom Selleck's mouth. So,
to say the least, there's no mustache. The mustache is gone.
Very true.
Clean shaven. Magnum PI, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy that.
But is it Magnum PI as in, trans?
It's a reboot. You could expect some kind of fun.
Well, maybe not even, humanoid anymore. Even that's got to change.
Wait,
it could be.
You're gonna have at least one robot leg.
Yeah, it's not an F40 anymore. It's a mobility scooter. Painted red.
Magnum might be an LGBT 1000.
It might happen. You never know.
It's possible.
At least a man. At least he's a man, but the mustache is gone. No mustache.
As far as you know, though.
Well, hold on real quick. Darth Tico sent in a super chat that says, "Hey Jeff, can you resend me the link? It won't let me in." Darth Tico, the link is posted on Patreon on the main page. You can't miss it. That's where it is right now. So, that's where everybody found it.
But hey, Jeff, real quick, you did mention some of the movies. Like you mentioned the new Rambo that's going to be made with Stallone. I see him on Instagram all the time. He's lifting weights, posting stuff, getting hyped up for the movie, getting in better shape. You talked about Death Wish, which I watched and thought was, for what we've seen recently, it was an okay movie, but it was disappointing. But it was good seeing Bruce Willis in an action movie. But we name Bruce Willis, Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Keanu Reeves for John Wick. 3 of those 4 guys, they're pushing 70, if not in it already.
Yeah.
Who's even if we can get these scripts approved and get the green light to be made, who are the actors going to be that are going to believably portray that level of badass on the screen? Maybe Chris Pratt if he wasn't so comedic in other roles.
Shia LaBeouf.
Hugh Jackman.
Love it.
There's very few. It's
Kendall
sad.
with a golden recommendation. I can't top Shia.
Shia surprise, bro. Shia surprise.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah,
more
he can
Shia.
play manly in the music videos, so you never know.
But
Might happen in real life too.
Nope.
But he really is Shia LaSoy these days, isn't he?
Yeah, don't worry. Even Steven will come back with that Fury mustache, and he'll be okay. He'll be all man.
Okay, maybe they ought to get him to play Magnum PI then.
Yeah, he did have that. There's a decent mustache in Fury. He went crazy to film that movie, though, is what I've heard. So
Didn't he not shower?
yeah, that was it.
I think that was half the cast on that movie, though.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just
method
evil.
acting to madness.
Yeah, I can just see Bernthal and LaBeouf going, "Yeah, I'm with you. We're not showering." And Brad Pitt's like, "Fuck you, I'm going to my trailer to get a shower."
So, yeah, this new Magnum PI thing. What is he? Hispanic now?
Something like that. I
Yes,
don't know
I
for
believe
sure.
I believe he's Mexican. Let me double check.
While you check, Mareth Dealing, thank you for your super chat. An optimist looks at the glass half full. A pessimist looks at the glass half empty. And SJW thinks the liquid is oppressed.
That's a good one.
That is
It depends on what color the liquid is. If it's
It's probably blue.
yeah, if it's milk, it'll be thrown out.
Well, no. If it's blue, then represent blue, which can be attached to boy, which is assigning gender at birth, which is wrong and totally not okay. It should be called babies, not he or she. So that's insulting to the fucking 2-day-old. God.
We joke about this, but I guarantee you someone has actually thought of that. and has been offended by
That's
that.
true. I saw it on the news a month or two back. They're trying to change the name from like say it babies or they bees. They didn't want to assign gender when they couldn't decide on their own. Because gender was a mental construct that could not be decided on until like age 4 or 5.
Was it the gender Sherpa that you see on Tucker Carlson? Is that the same? Is that the lady that was?
Yep, that's her.
Oh
That's
God, she grinds my gears so
Oh,
bad.
But here's the worst
Holy
thing.
crap!
She was agreeing with the idea, but there were other people in groups that were pushing it. So it wasn't just her. So there's actually other people that are just as batshit crazy.
It's like watching lemurs jump off a cliff.
No, guys, anyone remember Ice Stage when the dodos try to get the last melon and end up killing themselves, jumping off the cliff to get the last watermelon? That's what it's like.
And just think, when Dion's trying to slip, what's
Lena Dunham?
Lena Dunham, yeah.
Dunham.
When he's trying to slip her an inch, all he's going to be getting is an ear full of this shit.
I thought he was going to be getting an ear full of cake.
Well, at least that,
Hey,
You
she's
gotta
trying to
not
lose
make
weight now. She now runs to what's called the cake shop.
Yes.
And with Lena Dunham, it's cake and toilet water.
Let there be cake.
Nah.
Oh,
I think what you ought to do, Jeff, is do a fundraiser so we can actually buy Dion a horse and name it Lena.
Okay.
He'd be so
wow, there's a lot of soy on that. My God, Magnum. Yeah, he's Mexican and so much experience of doing nothing. But oh well.
Shit, at this point, you probably buy
Telenovelas,
Lena.
ladies and gentlemen, Telemundo, I think. Let me double check. Oh, God, they probably
Well,
Telemundo.
subscribers, listeners, you heard it. Fundraiser for the horse Lena.
Yes.
Those super chats this way. Thank you.
Lena Dunham ain't got shit going on. You can buy Lena.
It'd be amazing
But
horse.
see,
Majestic.
do you want to buy Lena Dunham?
To be fair,
Dion?
I think Dion would be more sexually aroused by the horse than the real woman.
Something will be stiff that day, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, now I can just see Dion getting Lena Dunham alone and getting her all to himself, and he's like, I'm gonna get ya. And you know what she responds? A Twinkie, and he goes, "What are we talking about? No. Talk about this she'll stop him and pull out fucking box of Twinkies out of her ass or whatever, and just like, no, I got dessert for it. But that's kind of.
Oh God, dude, I'm gonna puke on air. Stop. No.
No, I was going to say, yeah. Poor old Dion.
Hey,
Poor old
guys,
Dion.
I'm
Only-
but I had to
throw the
sound
Twinkie on
effects.
the fishbowl.
Yeah,
Hey,
it'd be the only
guys,
time
I
ever that
want
vomiting has been a form of foreplay.
That mare sounds like a nightmare.
I'm hoping Dion hears this segment so he can wake up.
Oh, I'm going to clip
Exactly.
it and I'm going
Gonna
to
wake
send
up
it to
very
him.
happy.
Look,
Over and over again.
if you want to wake Dion up, I just suggest ask him straight face, do you really want Adam Driver's floppy seconds?
Wouldn't it be sloppy thirds?
It'd be thirds. You're right. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, Luke was
She
second.
was Star Killer base and all.
Luke was second. Luke got her second. It was on that island. We all
Well,
saw
I thought it was thirds because Lena Dunham was hit by Adam Driver and Girls and Force Awakens as Star Killer base.
No, they were milking Lena Dunham.
Oh,
Oh no!
Oh God.
saw it.
oh, poor Luke. Oh, my God.
Absolute sketch.
Oh,
No wonder
I
that
killed it. I killed it. Oh, God.
that is an
Never
image
wondered
burned
about
in my
that.
mind.
Rod, you have dropped a Moab in my mind, dude. I'm done. I can't get that out of my head.
So wait,
I was wondering why that milk was green and shit.
No, it's that nepotism, right? Because he owed Adam. It's like, okay, you had my back here. Now I got to get it on whatever you're doing next. And that's how she got, to that island, and she got milked by Luke.
I was waiting for Ray.
Oh.
I was waiting for Ray to walk inside that tree and see Lena Dunham on the toilet eating cake. I was waiting for it.
That is
You
the
guys-
dark
What's
side.
worse?
If you guys really want to
Milk
poison
Lena
Dion's
Dunham or
mind,
the mer camel?
Hey, at least he wasn't. At least he wouldn't be milking the green milk out of her. Ugh.
Hey,
Okay. Let's
guys,
pull it back. No
No,
more.
guys, this entire segment. Okay, Jeff knows the story. Like, okay, I'm 7 years old. I see the DVD release of Star Wars. Watched the first movie as like 7-year-old kid. I love it. Mark Hamill's Luke Skywalker's my favorite. Him and Darth Vader. I thought The Last Jedi, just knocked it down. I hate Last Jedi, destroyed Star Wars, but I still thought of Luke as that 7-year-old kid on watching that movie. This conversation, that shit's all gone. I'm dead now inside. That was, I can't get that out.
Yeah, but not as dead as Captain Marvel's face in that trailer.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Let's talk about that.
Many things.
Hold on.
That's
time.
dead
My
as a
God.
fish. That's a dead fish face. That's what that is.
All right, so All Out of Bubblegum sent to the super chat that says, all of a sudden, this has turned into an intervention for Dion. Yes, intervention for Dion, and he's not even here.
Hey, save Dion, yeah.
Oh man.
Dion's just gonna wear the turkey suit to the next 4 conventions. Then he'll be the 5-time champ of that turkey suit.
Oh, I know.
Oh, no. The next thing, I want him going to the stables to pick up his prize that we've got, actually bought for him.
That mare is a nightmare. I got
Mare? Oh, we're getting him as Italian.
He is
Dig up,
walking into
Brooklyn
a meat
Supreme
grinder
for
for the next
Oh,
video.
God.
Jesus.
Now y'all kid around, but horses are dangerous. You don't know what you're talking about, man. A horse, they can be meat eaters, they can be man eaters, and there's a hidden history and a bit of a conspiracy, started by I think it was Edward Equinos, aka Mr. Ed, to hide the history of how deadly and downright dangerous horses can be. So, I'm with Dion on this one. I got to stand up for the guy. I live here in Puerto Rico. We see these things happen, especially with the kick to the testicles. This thing.
Yeah, you don't want that kick.
Yeah, but the same could apply to Lena Dunham.
Well, a mare, there's horses, there's mares, they're different kinds. That one's kind of like a seahorse. We saw it, being milked. All these things are connected,
Well, let's be honest, guys. Would you rather plow Lena Dunham or get kicked in the nuts? I would pay.
I'd rather get
Nut
kicked
kick.
in the
Oh,
nuts.
yeah.
I'd rather get the
Definitely.
nut shot.
I
No
think
thanks.
that's redundant. You're saying the same thing twice.
No, I can agree. I actually have a story about that. I actually did get bit by a horse on the hand. So, I mean,
What were you
hurt.
doing?
Yeah. Well,
I'm saying.
my aunt has a farm up in Pennsylvania, and feeding cows versus feeding horses are totally different. And
At least it wasn't a Monty
you're
Python.
supposed no, you're supposed to put your hand out flat. And I put my hand out with my fingers up. And so when it bit down, I ripped my hand out.
Oh my God.
Ouch.
And
Wait.
then the horse looked at me, and I just flicked it off, and it like walked away.
Oh God.
Wait, Jeff. Okay, so horse.
Wait, did it not even look back when it walked away? Give it an action there.
It looked at me, walked away, and just kind of like started running away. And then
God dang.
like that's
It
right.
didn't do that pigeon double take. Okay.
No, my cousin was laughing at me the whole time. And
I
just
would hope
looked at
so.
her, and I told her, I was like, "Son of a bitch, this thing just bit my hand," and she called me an idiot for doing that.
Dion hates horses. What's his opinion on giraffes? I mean, is that just like
We've never
what is
had the
that?
discussion, but he doesn't like horses or mules because I've watched him cross the street to avoid them.
Wow.
Mule?
Wow. That's
Card game. The more people you have to move home,
Listen, I've never been to the zoo with Dion. Usually, I visit him in the winter, when the zoos are closed. But I'll make it a priority for next year. Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll do a live stream at a zoo. What is Dion afraid of?
Wait,
nah.
Make him feed the giraffe.
Yeah.
no, Jeff.
Make Dion
Jeff,
feed the giraffes.
no, Jeff, take him to Potter's Park Zoo near Lansing, and just film the reactions to everything.
Now, in times of war, they would train the horses to bite people, and they would feed the horses meat. And there are still cultures where they feed the horses like a mix with a meat, and the horses can be very, very dangerous. And I just have to stand up for Dion. I think he's absolutely right, and y'all can play around with that horse, but it's a big, big animal. I mean,
Well, you definitely want to be around the right kind of horse. It's like a bad neighborhood. You just gotta avoid the bad neighborhoods.
I think what the fascination is the fact that Dion doesn't like horses, but would actually like to spend an evening alone with Dunham. If it was the other way, I would walk across the street to avoid Lena Dunham, but I'd happily ride a horse. Nobody would bat an eyelid.
Yeah, exactly. He would not have these issues.
You don't need Dion crossing the street for that.
Because Jeff, you say it's well established. He will walk the other side of the street to avoid a horse, and also mules. So, okay, how is he going to avoid a jackass if he's trying to get with Lena Dunham?
Well, I mean, you got to look at the context. I mean, has he said this sober?
Yes, I've been with him sober when he avoided the street or avoided the horse.
But has he been sober when he said these things about Lena Dunham?
Yeah,
Yes.
he's not that drunk on the podcast. We started at 8:30. He's not drunk yet.
Oh my God! Well, he might have had an early,
Oh, he
drinking pool.
has. He has, but I'm just saying he definitely is cognizant of.
Yeah, we're not going to let him forget that one anytime soon.
You're just gonna have to let him.
He'll pass a drinking test, to say the least.
Yeah, we'll roast him tomorrow on the podcast. So we had DJ, you've been here since the very beginning. What was the topic you wanted to bring up tonight?
Okay, real quick. Well, I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Pretty much late 90s movies, pretty much 98, 99. What's your favorite ones?
Ooh, 98, 99 is my favorite year for movies.
98 and 99, pretty much. So you get either one.
For my favorite from 99, I like Airheads, Detroit Rock City. I really like The Spy Who Shagged Me. What else was in 99 that I loved? Matrix, obviously.
Yeah, Fight Club.
Hey, Jeff, come on. It's my family motto.
Oh, God.
Clever.
Oh, again, I do love The World Is Not Enough. It was the first Bond movie I saw in theaters. Is it the best one? No, but it holds a special place in my heart. So,
There's a lot of good, man. You have The Truman Show, which I like personally as a paranoid person. Saving Private Ryan. There's American History X, The Big Lebowski, Armageddon.
Big Lebowski. Yeah, that was good.
That's one of my all-time favorites.
Armageddon and Deep Impact. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Another great movie.
Yeah. A lot of good ones in those 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, you're just picking some of the best ones of that entire decade came out towards the end.
It's great.
Halloween H20.
Halloween War.
That's a little bit of a weird one.
That's okay. I mean, the new one coming out has me excited. They released the score today, and it sounds fantastic.
Oh, really? I got to check that out.
Yeah, I normally don't say this, but I can't wait to buy it. It's that good. Like, I'm not going to download it. I'm going to buy it.
That's badass. Nice. Nice.
John Carpenter himself.
It's nice to have something to look forward to at the movies,
Yes.
For comedy lovers, for comedy lovers, there was Waterboy and Something About Mary, which had like the best gel joke I've ever seen.
Yes.
Patch Adams.
Get that joke too.
The best comedy from those 2 years was Galaxy Quest, which you guys still need to do a watch party for.
Yeah. We will. Do you want to join us?
I like Galaxy Quest.
Anytime soon. I'll be in Montreal repeatedly over the next couple months, unfortunately.
There's also Blade.
Yeah.
Hey, wait,
Blade,
what?
Enemy of the State.
That's
a lot of great movies.
What year was Happy Gilmore?
96.
96. Yeah.
Okay. Now, I was gonna say 99. You know, you got The World Is Not Enough. You got The Spy Who Shagged Me. 98. Big Lebowski takes the cake for me. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, easily.
Was Office Space 99?
99. Yeah, that's another good
Oh
one.
God, yes.
Yeah.
I got all the
tried
98s
that many.
That's a good year. This is like if you're going for wines or something. This is a good year.
It's a very
for
good year.
movies.
Yes.
I even like stuff like Pleasantville, which isn't even the greatest movie. I just enjoy it for what it is.
What about Boondock Saints?
You know, I saw the movie in college. Everybody was like, "Oh, my favorite movie is Boondock Saints. You gotta watch it, man." So I watched it and I like it. But it's not one of my
good
favorites.
movie.
Yeah, it's
a good
solid
movie for the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Compared to some of the shit we have now.
Or if you have really high expectations, it might. If you're expecting nothing, then you're like, "Wow, this surprised me." If you're like, "Oh, this is the most awesome," then you might be like, it's okay."
Wait, wasn't American Pie 99?
Yes, it was.
Yes,
No, I got it as 98 here.
Wow.
I might. No, American Pie. Okay, I thought you meant Something About Mary. Yeah, American Pie was a good movie.
South Park, bigger, longer, and uncut, the best musical of the decade.
Yeah.
I think it was a wonderful musical.
Yeah, yes, it was.
Blame Canada, nominated for an Oscar.
Yes, it was. And a Grammy.
Yep.
And they lost to Phil fucking Collins.
Oh, from Tarzan?
Shit. And then someone brought up Armageddon. That's a movie people hate on because of Michael Bay, but I like that movie.
That was a good movie, yeah.
It's a fun brain watch. You just sit down and watch it.
Leaving on a jet plane.
I remember watching
I hate
it the first day before high school.
I
mean, it's got a good cast. I mean, shit. You know,
It does have a good cast. It's got a fairly
Willis.
decent script, and it definitely beat the crap out of its clone Deep Impact the same year. So.
Yeah,
You don't like Morgan Freeman?
Duval could not save that movie.
I think Liv Tyler's a cutie.
Yeah.
We had 2 super chats rolling. First, our friend Alpha Terranima says, "Have Dion play Hunt Showdown and get into one of the ranch areas. He will learn that even a dead horse is terrifying."
Oh man.
And then our friend Todd Rector says, "Just joined. What's happening?" Well, Logan
Everything.
This is a Patreon hangout where, I appreciate what all you guys are doing for the channel. So I just wanted to give everyone a time to hang out on air and shoot the shit and just have some fun. So the link's over on Patreon for those who are out there. And if you consider joining our Patreon page, this is one of the benefits. So that's what's going on, Todd Rector.
I looked up some more movies. 98, we had a classic for me as a kid, Halloween Town. I know that's not motion picture. That was a good Disney movie.
Oh, on TV, yeah.
Yeah. And then 97, I haven't seen much of it, but I know it's highly regarded. Good Will Hunting in 97.
That's a good movie.
Or
That is a good movie.
I think it was 98.
Yeah.
I think it was
You also had 2 Chris Tucker classics, Money Talks and Rush Hour. Those came out back to back.
Oh, wow.
Rush Hour, great movie.
Yeah.
That's
do you guys remember the Godzilla? The 98 Godzilla?
Sadly.
No, I tried to drink it out of my brain.
Yeah, I did say good films, not the bad ones. No radioactive breath, no radioactive breath. Godzilla, man, alive.
I'm sorry, I was a kid.
It's okay, man. I'm joking.
Somebody said something about Rushmore, right? Did somebody say
Yeah,
Rushmore?
I said Rushmore was 98.
That's a good movie. I like that.
I had to do a Google search because I have no brain for years in movies, and I happened to notice that Fight Club came out in '99, and it's listed on Google as a black comedy. I have no idea how you can call that a black comedy.
I think they make black humor or dark humor.
Yeah,
same reason why they call The Room a black comedy.
Ow.
Damn.
But still, Fight Club is a great movie.
When we were 98, you had what was it? I think it's a cult classic, Wild Things. People, it's a shit movie, but people seem to like it
For
like
one
Well, it's
scene.
that
for one
scene.
For
It's
one
that
scene,
scene.
pretty
the
much. It's
one
that
scene
scene.
that somehow got, hey, that's the scene that got Denise Richard the role as Christmas Jones. So
That
That's
doesn't
it.
mean anything to me,
no,
Trent.
that's hurtful. That's hurtful. No,
Bill
it's a
Murray's
bad
good
thing,
in it.
but she
I
was
like his
awful.
role in that.
Bill Murray's in Wild Things?
Yeah, plays the lawyer.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
Kevin Bacon's in that. But oh my God, that was Bill Murray. Shit.
Yeah.
Jeff,
God.
Jeff, not to get off topic, but I just sent something in our chat. There's a photo. I got in a Twitter war with someone about Star Wars about a couple months back, and some guy came to my aid, and I don't know if this guy was a bot or whatnot, but he kept just haggling us, and so the guy photoshopped his face over an Ewok being like, "Shut up and go drink your soy milk."
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So I just put that up for people to look at. But I thought it was hilarious when I saw it.
Hey, Jeff.
Yes.
Oh, hey, Jeff. Sorry, I'm going to take off. I just wanted to come in and say what's up to you guys and hang out for a little bit. I got a beer getting warm, so.
Well, dude,
you
get
guys
to that
enjoy
beer.
your Patreon.
No, but man, thanks for everything. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Hey,
And
man,
I can't
enjoy
wait
that
for,
beer.
Yeah, I can't wait for that comic, and can't wait for more success of the channel, man. Can't wait to hit 80,000 subscribers.
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, I was working on the comic right after dinner. I was doing some more of the page layout, so.
Yeah, hopefully you hit 30,000 soon, so we can get our
early bird certificate.
Early bird certificate. Yep. Can't wait for that.
It's so close. I mean, we are hundreds of dollars away now. So.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to meet you guys at Celebration. I'll be there with one of my best friends, and we'll fucking geek out. And I'm just gonna apologize to Mark Hamill because he had to drink that green boob milk from Lena Dunham.
Well, we'll have some beers and we will have a lot of fun because I'll be in a city where I don't have to drive anywhere. So I'm gonna get blackout drunk with you guys.
I'm here. I'm training my liver as we speak. So.
Speaking of blackout, what happened Monday? Because some people on my channel were like, okay, he got drunk and he got laid, or he just got drunk and then just passed out and was able to do the Monday show. So what happened, Jeffy Poo? What happened?
I'll tell you off air.
Okay. Oh, is that bad?
Yeah, there you go.
That much fun. Okay.
Todd Rector again said, "Did you put the link on Patreon? I can't see it." Yes, I did, Todd Rector. It is on there.
Should be the top thing, right?
Can I just say something here right quick?
Yeah, man.
Okay, now what we have here is Patreon, a hangout, and all of you in the chat that are wondering, how can you just come in here and share with us, have this time, and talk to Jeff, talk to the audience, and, talk about the subjects you like, the movies you like. It's very, very simple. You get on that Patreon and you back world-class bullshitters. Now, $1 goes a long way. $5 is only 17 cents a day, and you're backing honest review. Now, our friend Jeff and the bullshitters, they protect your wallet. And damn it, movies are expensive nowadays. Just getting in that parking lot, getting that popcorn. If you got kids, getting the kids. If it's just the wife, it's still dinner and a date. It's gonna cost you a lot of money. But you know what? Your friend here is gonna tell you if that movie sucks. A lot of other people out there ain't gonna tell you, but he's gonna tell it to you like it is. And, he also puts out good content every day, every morning out there looking at those horrible news items of these woke garbage people trying to divide our nation for political points and seeing, you can watch this you might want to skip. And 9 out of 10 times, you're going to find he's right. And I think I'd go all the way to 9.9. So, get on that Patreon and get on that Indiegogo too, because these are good ways to support a good man who's doing a good thing for all of us.
Yep.
Yeah. And let's get Anthology out too. Let's get Anthology, guys.
Yep.
Hit that 100K.
Yeah, hell yeah. And
hey, Baxter Buck, easily one of the best Patrons out there. So really world-class bullshitters, amazing Patreon. Baxter Buck, you're getting your money's worth. I'm not joking here. I'm not trying to just sell him or promote him, even though that's a good bonus thing to do. Maybe put the link of the show on Twitter sometimes. You lazy. Okay, I mean joking. You fantastic customers, but go do that. Support the channel. They do a great job.
Guys, I will say the content on the World Class Bullshitters Patreon page is about 10 times what I've gotten in the other two channels I back. I love those channels, but it's amazing what you get. And
agreed.
How else you can get my movies? All the James Bond commentaries are on Patreon.
That's true. They are.
They are. And
I mean,
real quick though, Rod, I gotta say, man, can you sell me a timeshare?
Well, what you have here in Puerto Rico is
That's just a few timeshares. That's all.
No, I'll do it.
Maybe
I'll
Hawaii.
do it right now.
Get you in Hawaii, nice little cozy bungalow.
Hey,
we're
sorry
in
to
Puerto
interrupt.
Rico. This is Puerto Rico. You have all the protections of the U.S. federal law. Freedom of speech. You have right to self-defense. You have the right to own property. The cost of living is far below Hawaii. I love my Hawaiian brothers, but the cost of living here is super low. That means that your dollar will go farther, and that's what you want your dollar to do. You want your dollar to go farther. So come down here to Puerto Rico, have yourself a good time, and if your name is Jeff or you're one of the bullshitters, you're gonna get yourself a room in the Marriott that you're not gonna have to pay for.
We'll just name that.
Exactly.
Puerto Rico.
Also,
Puerto Rico
the food's amazing in Puerto Rico. No joke. It's really good.
Yeah.
Yes, and
Puerto
if you like
Rico would just
J-Lo,
become world-class bullshitter island.
if you like J-Lo, they are everywhere here. Just a bunch. J-Lo's like 5 something, like a little shorty, but she's really well packed where it counts. That you see that everywhere. You see
amazing
it all over
curves in Puerto Rico. Amazing curves.
Yeah, Rod, get the mini fridge stacked in the Marriott. I'll be there in a few hours.
Well, there are some reservations for that, and this is all. You guys might not know this, but I suffer a little bit of the paranoia, and there are these legendary songs, people licking butter. So guests, I don't leave them in my house. I just let them stay at the Marriott because
do you have pie?
I don't have pie, but I have butter, and I don't want people licking the butter in my fridge. Now, this is an inside joke for the High Council people, but our good friend Uncle E, he sings of these things that happen when guests stay at your house. So just so you know, you can pop on by Comic Artist Pro Secrets, and you can see what that's all about. They're I believe in crossing the streams, which is what Geeks and Gamers, Comic Artist Pro Secrets, and this right here, World Class Bullshitters, is. Now we have these SJWs infiltrating gaming, infiltrating comics, infiltrating movies. And I think they're big, giant marshmallows. And what do you do with big, giant marshmallows? You cross the streams. You cross the streams of gaming. You cross the streams of comics. You cross the streams of movies, and you just go at them with your proton packs. And that's what I'm about, and that's what we're doing in the High Council. So I support that 100%.
Hey, Jeff, quick question. You're going till 7:00 Pacific time, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'll try to rejoin if I can, if you'll have me later on. But I'm gonna head out. So you guys have a great night, and hopefully I'll get to talk to you guys soon.
All right, thanks for coming in, man.
All right, you guys too. Have a good one.
Yeah, it was fun, man.
Now, hold on. We had a couple super chats rolling. First, from our friend Wild Warlock from Down Under. Get Daisy Ridley with her giant teeth to perform as the horse in a ballet performance titled Beyond the Blackness Inside, Lena.
Yeah, that is accurate. Oh, God.
Well, look at the choices. If it's Lena or Daisy, who are you going to go for?
So, because Dion performs his dance in the turkey suit.
I'd have to go Daisy. God dang, that looks terrible. But
rather 6.9mm. Jeez.
I don't really blame Daisy. She didn't write the script. She's a new actress. She doesn't have any power. She didn't direct the movie. I blame Ryan. I am a Ticopath. I must confess, I'm a Ticopath. The Ticopath is a hard path to follow, because it leads you straightly to, you go through all the stages of mourning, which is first is anger. You might chop your Ticos into pieces, and then you go through negotiation. Like, no, there's got to be another way. And then you come to the acceptance that it's all Ryan Johnson's fault.
Exactly, and use some fireworks too. A little bit of fireworks right up the end. Never mind.
No, to quote Uncle Ehe, that dirt bastard Ryan made our beautiful Rose Tico ugly. Put her in a brown trash bag, and literally has made it impossible to be turgid for her. I mean, even a pie could not cure this. Ryan, you round-headed son of a bitch, go to hell.
I think that's a good estimation of the way he would put it and has put it. I agree 100%. I mean, sometimes we give these actors a lot of grief, but I mean, sometimes they get typecast. They have very little power. If they even think about speaking out of line, they get blacklisted out of roles. I mean, this thing goes deep. This thing goes very deep. These people are trying to write INSOC, and I believe one of our brothers here in the hangout comes from the United Kingdom, from Britain, right?
Yep.
Okay, that's you. So
There's at least one.
At least one. I mean, I know there's a few in the audience. I know there's a few patrons. But are you seeing Britain become Airstrip 1? Is this the epilogue of is Brexit what turns Britain into Airstrip 1? And if you guys have read 1984, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because that's what I'm feeling. I mean, we kid around, but to me, this is no joke. This is why I back these people that have these spiritual weapons, because I was a soldier. All right, I understand the need for physical weapons and tanks and all these things, and not a standing army, but something to protect these paramount human rights that we have here. But to see them fall everywhere on Earth, it's just frightening to me. And I'm wondering, we're becoming Oceania if we're seeing the rise of East Asia in the European Union, and if of Eurasia, and if East Asia is already an empire out there. I mean, this is what I'm watching, and it's terrifying. And I've seen it in movies, I've seen it in literature, and I know the power of the spiritual weapon, the images, the words, the storytelling. That's how Plato pulled us out of a cave. He used a story. He didn't wag a finger at us. Is this what you're seeing? I mean, because I really feel in my heart for our brothers across the pond.
I don't really go out looking for it, but
you don't go. Okay.
I know what you're saying, and we do have a lot of questionable things happening. Obviously.
Well, Article 13 is that bit
of I was about to sort of cough that up. Yeah, but we've been getting some very, very dodgy shit of late. I mean, you obviously all know what happened with Dankula for potentially
that's an
going
illegal
to jail.
joke there, apparently.
Yeah.
Well, Dankula is not the only one. I mean, people have been arrested. I heard something along the order like 2 or 3 a day. We're getting
3,000 in a year. 3,000 last year. Over 3,000. Like well over a few hundred.
Over 10 a day. Getting arrested for Twitter comments or YouTube videos or just anything on social media that anybody can. And it's not only somebody being offended about it. Somebody can actually file a police report, as I understand it, and be offended on behalf of somebody else.
Yes.
The removal of agency and giving of agency. Like I'm not gay, but in the name of the gays, I'm offended, so arrest that guy.
That's pretty god awful. But I just want to put it out there to my brothers and sisters across both oceans. We still have our First Amendment, and we have a lot of great men and women who are willing to fight and protect that. If you need a refuge,
head on over.
Our doors are open. You'll be welcomed.
If that ever comes to America, Dion could have me arrested every day, multiple times.
Exactly. Easily that would happen to Kenny. No joke.
Filing police reports in the name of someone else who you think was targeted. I mean, Dion could have a full-time job over in the UK.
Wow.
Well, that's the thing.
He could actually afford to buy Lena Dunham that lifetime supply of cake. She's been asking Santa Claus for it since she was like 3 years old.
I mean, Mr. Ed might wind up in cuffs.
Okay, I forget. Yeah,
Mr.
That's one thing that would put me off coming over to America. There seems to be a lot of sort of equestrian phobes over there. And, I live next to a field full of horses, and I feel terrible knowing how oppressed they are in their former colony.
Just stay away from Michigan. We do have great states like Kentucky, Virginia, North Carolina.
Yep.
We have the Triple Crown races throughout the Midwest and Southern New York. Just don't.
Oh, they're everywhere here. They're everywhere.
Ignore Michigan.
Certain parts of Florida too. Yeah.
Texas, Montana, Wyoming. The range states. You'll be all right.
Exactly. Mustangs are tough. Mustang is a tough horse.
Yes, good car too.
Our friend Salvador We had a couple super chats roll in. Salvador says, "That's Lena Titanus Dunham. You give her the respect she deserves. Damn it."
There's only a certain level of respect that woman deserves, which is no fucking way, and then you walk away very quickly.
No, Lena Titanus. Nah, she's more like the object that sank the Titanic. Massive
iceberg. Yes.
Massive, cold, and
frigid.
Yes.
We had Dayton Pfeiffer send in a super chat. It's just $10. So thank you, Dayton Pfeiffer. No message. We appreciate it. Alpha Terranema says, "Can we get a World Class Bullshitters production of Equus with Dion playing Alan Strang?" Do you guys know what that is?
No, I'm lost.
I know the Equus part, but not the Strang.
Well, we can do that. Like I said, Stealing Solo is just the beginning. Get some capital. We can really do some stuff with this channel. We can do live stage shows like the Big Lebowski. What do you think of that performance, dude?
Hey, that's not a joke. People actually dress up from the film and hang out and bowl.
Dude, Lebowski Fest is down by me.
Oh, what? Really? Oh, god dang, that's badass.
It's just an afternoon's drive. I could go to Lebowski Fest.
Oh, that's badass.
Where is it, Jeff?
In Kentucky, like Louisville.
Oh, okay.
I love the cowboy in that movie.
Oh, the stranger. Yeah, he's great.
Oh,
yep, he's amazing.
He was General Thunderbolt Ross in the Bad and
Oh shit!
Yep. There's a man.
I just
another
found out
man.
when, I just found out what
There's a dude.
Alan Strang is. It is a story that was written by Peter Schaefer in 1973 that tells the story of a psychiatrist who attempts to treat a young man, Alan Strang, who has a pathological religious fascination with horses.
Oh, that's a role he was born to play.
Yeah.
So thank you.
The Godfather.
And then
the next time you're around Dion, you need to set your ringtone to Goodbye Horses.
I will. I'm going to see Dion and Kendo and Nick around my birthday. They're going to be down here for my party. So we'll have plenty of live streaming opportunities where you guys can make fun of Dion and the horses. He'll go, "Look, I'm not afraid of horses. I just don't trust them."
Doesn't trust them.
I can just hear the stranger talking. The stranger from the Big Lebowski talking about Dion. Yeah, Dion Green. He may be the most scared man of horses in all the world. Hell, at least the scaredest horses in Ingham County. He couldn't take a single horse lightly.
So does Dion close his eyes when he's watching a certain scene in Half Baked by any chance?
I don't think Dion's ever seen Half Baked.
Oh wow!
That's a shame.
Oh god. Yeah,
I mean, I could be completely wrong, but I don't think we've never discussed it. I've seen Half Baked. I saw that in 5th grade. I thought that was hilarious back then.
It's still hilarious. I watched it last week. It's still hilarious.
Oh, it still holds itself?
Yes.
Has Dion
Yeah, it's so funny.
Biscuit? Has Dion
Jeff,
watched
real quick.
Yo, what's up?
So my girlfriend is watching the stream. She's new to the stream. She's kind of lost on what's going on. So I told her to look you guys up. So if you could just help her out with that.
Oh, yeah, sure.
What do you mean help her? Help her find
she just wants to understand what's going on. She's like, I have no idea what's going on. So.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
So right now we're having she means the whole stream, right? Not just the Dion situation?
Just the whole stream, basically.
Okay, so we have a Patreon page where people, help the channel, support the channel. And a lot of people like to come on the show and talk and hang out. So that's what tonight is. It's just all the people that are on here are patrons of the channel. We want to give them a platform to speak to everyone out there and to have some fun. I mean, we're having just an in-depth discussion about anything and everything. So that's pretty much what's going on right now. It's just a thank you to all the listeners out there.
Exactly.
Thanks, Jeff. I appreciate that, man.
Oh, no problem. We had Alpha Terranema says, Anne Hathaway role, starring as the Star Destroyer crashing into the battle station in Return of the Jedi.
Oh, God.
She's got the teeth for it. So,
Yeah, that's true.
She thought she saw a gay stormtrooper being oppressed, and she had to rush to his aid.
Well, yeah, old ho was Holdo, so she'd be young ho.
She'd be something.
Oh man! No, she's cat ho, royal ho, cold ho. Oh,
I was
Admiral
listening in a
Como.
morning
There we
stream
go.
where you're talking about she married. What's the guy she married? Like
Oh,
like,
that con artist.
Yeah, she married a con artist, so she does not have great character judgment, not at all.
Yeah, Anne
little bit
Hathaway has
gullible.
that issue.
No,
She
no,
married a
Jeff.
con artist also.
Yeah, I love how she mentions it was love at first sight, and he was so good looking, and she was all vain and shit about everything, and all of a sudden stuff rolled around, and she bailed.
Well,
and now she's...
that might trigger a little man hate.
It might.
She might just have like that little bitter, resentment in her that he left in her deep down inside. Both sides, probably.
Well, he is short enough; he could probably go right through that tunnel. So, he'll fit right in their head first.
Yeah, that's all fine and good. But what about the other 7 stars of Ocean's 8?
Well,
is Aquafina really a star?
They've probably all been conned.
Did anybody even go see that movie? It bombed
No.
more or less, right?
I still have to watch that film at some point. So
I know.
I don't know.
It's the kind of film that if you masturbate to, it'll be ironically, won't it?
I couldn't.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if you can successfully masturbate to those 8 chicks, you deserve a friggin' medal.
That's a challenge.
No. What does Brian get in Family Guy when he's like the porn director? Was it a Woody Award? Yeah, he deserves a Woody Award for getting through that one.
Well, Dion could pull it off. I mean, if he can get it on for
Lena
Lena,
Dunham. Yeah.
Why not? I think he likes Mindy Kaling too.
Was that a euphemism? He could pull it off.
Yeah, but
Well, Mindy Kaling is almost as annoying as Anne Hathaway.
Almost.
Yeah,
Scissor fast.
Well, they might,
God.
Yeah, they might be equal.
I'd put money on Dion.
I think
Dion
Dion
to do it. I believe.
Dion could pull it out somehow. He'd come out ahead in that horse race.
I believe in my best friend.
He can do it, guys. No,
Harvey Dent?
Yeah, but you'd be really cruel, wouldn't you? You'd like get him flapping over something like Ocean's 8, and just as he's about to climax, you'll switch it over to Mr. Ed.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, God.
No regrets. No apologies.
No regrets. Not even one letter.
No, I mean, you could also take him to a strip club and, tie him up and have a really nice looking lady, with a great body and just that horse mask on. I don't talking about like a killer body, like
oh God,
that's like just fantastic. And,
that's
I don't psychologically damage my best friend.
No. This is called exposure therapy.
Oh,
yeah, exactly. Just like Clerks 2, that one scene, just like that.
I'm sorry, Jesus. That's what I was.
And it would be taking exposure therapy to an extreme level, because there would be a lot of things exposed that would counterbalance the shocking things, the things that would, this is how you do it. This is how you get over these fears. And, we understand that he is a loyal man. And of course we would watch out for him. But, hey, sometimes therapy gets intense.
No, see, what he's accidentally done there is come up with an idea for a second channel for you there, Jeff. You said you've got Dr. Phil, and now you've got Dr. Jeff.
Exactly. You got the donkey show. You'll be just fine.
Yeah, sitting on them once a week, go through all these psychological problems.
Jeff, once you make $1 million off stealing Solo, by the way, only on Indiegogo, check it out, guys. Shameless pitch. Here's what you do: you take the money and you rent out the nearest strip club to Dion, and you pay the owner, have all the girls there that night, wear the horse mask that he brought up earlier. You guys just roll up. Welcome to Deja Vu. Tonight is equestrian night. And just like lock them in and just.
No, you see him.
Speaking of that, best friend club. I don't want to ruin it for him.
I'm sorry. Any club that has an equestrian night needs to be shut down.
Yeah. Speaking of which, we need to have a night where we watch Bachelor Party with Tom Hanks. If we guys have not seen Bachelor Party, God, see it.
That's a great movie.
Is that the one with the donkey on cocaine?
BMWs. Great, Jenna. It'll be an amazing day, Jenna.
Speaking of donkey shows, interesting segue. How did Dion make it through Clerks 2? Did he watch that?
I don't know if he's ever seen a Kevin Smith movie.
Oh wow!
Oh my god!
Well, that's not good.
You should drop that on him without giving him any hint about that and see how it goes.
Kendall, let's get on that.
All right.
Okay, no, Jeff, we if you do that to anything this to Dion, he might end up like the guy who ends up trying to kill himself in the bus in the end of Bachelor Party. He might fall apart.
That be the guy just dripping little liquids out of his mouth and die.
It could be a bad scene. It could be a bad scene. I just would like to remind you guys of the Man-Eater of Luck now. According to accounts, during the time of King George IV, he was presented with a thoroughbred stallion from the Maharaj of Oudh after arriving in India. For an unknown reasons, the horse became notorious killer, known as the Man-Eater of Lucknow. It went through a rampage, slaying and eating local citizens. Now, these are true facts about horses. I'm not, just not to defend Dion, but he's got a point. He's got a good point. And there is a natural, if you've been near these huge animals, he has a little bit of a good reason to be scared.
Yeah, I think what it boils down to is, I would say there's a pretty good chance that bulldogs rip off more people's faces in a year than horses kill people. And I don't think he's ever expressed, or pit bulls, yeah. I don't think Dion has ever expressed any concern over dogs like he has horses.
Horses do not kill people. The government does.
What about government horses?
That's a good question.
Oh no,
I stand by what I said.
Police horses. They're city government officials. So.
Yeah, government horses.
They're state government, so there you go.
We
Only
also
state
have
registered
baked.
horses.
You can't mess with government horses. We also half baked. I mean, at least most of us, right?
He was a diabetic.
I kind of like that movie. It didn't go the way Dave wanted. I think it got a little kookier than he wanted. He wanted it to be a little bit more adult. But I kind of like that movie. I like Dave Chappelle in general.
I did
that
too.
PG-13 rating.
No, that's a rated R flick. It's got boobies.
That's a rated R?
Yeah.
This titties
Yo, man, I see a titty.
in that film.
How does that movie even qualify as an R-rated movie? Is it because of all the F-bombs and then the porno shots?
Yeah, I think that'll do it.
Yeah, that'll do it. That and some nudity. Doesn't take much for the
Pretty sure
to go. Nope, that's too long.
Then again, I think about Dion, a man that fantasizes about Lena Dunham and Mindy Kaling. He can't be mentally stable already. We can't do the horse stuff.
Hey, wait, now there's a big difference between fantasizing.
I don't think it'll break him, though.
I don't think he thinks about these things when he's alone at home.
Exactly.
Oh, I bet he does.
Yeah, Jeff, you know.
I bet he's doing it right now.
No, you mean while he's having sex, he's fantasizing about Dunham. Okay, well, that explains a lot.
The tail may be wagging the dog. I mean, we may be throwing it so much out there that it becomes a thing.
Let me just put it this way.
I'm going to go. Sorry.
Let me just put it this way. If Lena Dunham was Lady Godiva, you'd be wanking over the horse.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Oh man!
I swear Dion's my best friend, folks. I'm just putting that out there.
We do enjoy the companionship of Dion.
We roast the ones we love.
I gotta say, in Indy, man, Dion was a sport about everything, man. I dropped off. I handed him a dildo. Okay.
That's right. Yeah.
And it just not to euphemize it too much. It just kept coming up throughout the night. And he was a good sport about it.
No pun intended.
All the way through. No pun intended at all.
All the pun in the world intended.
Right in that back pocket.
Oh, good.
Damn.
Oh, when guys get married and they have kids and all this sex stuff, it's like, yeah, I got my lady at home. She knows I'm down with her. The rest of it doesn't really matter. It's all jokes and good, I can understand that part because I've had like married friends and they could talk about anything and joke about anything and it's all good because they got that family thing. I kind of, I wish I had a family. I since the accident, it's been kind of tough to relate to people. That's why I've kind of made this my second family. Before I was a little bit more outgoing, but I just switched my perspective on everything, and I've been less trusting, less normie. I'm a normie in the sense that I like the things that normal people like, but it's crazy out there. There's so many gold diggers and thoughts. I mean, it makes me paranoid.
Damn, man. Sorry to hear that, bro. Well, we're all here for you, man.
Yeah. And don't worry.
Well, then, if you know some nice lady, then you can send them on to Puerto Rico, or I don't know. I'm willing to travel.
No, it's fine. The Chinese will shortly have a solution for us all anyway, won't they?
Exactly.
It's all made of PVC and it doesn't answer back.
Exactly.
You like the Pinoy Pie channel on Pornhub? Is that what you're...
Hey, Filipino women know to move. That's all I gotta say.
Look, they're also more
That's right. Put the link in the description.
No, put the link. God dang it! Someone click on that and have that in the background.
I would be down with that. I'm not racist at all. Asian chicks. I think I have a profile on Asian dating. They're so nice to you. They treat you good. They're happy you got that paycheck. You pay for the house. You pay for the food. They're just thankful.
Very polite people.
They are. They do, and then they move their mother in, and then their grandmother, and their great-great-grandmother, and their great-great-great-great-grandmother.
Too many plane tickets. That's too many plane tickets.
Yep. And they have gift baskets. They have gift baskets. And forget that one.
For Rod's profile picture, just Getty Watanabe from Gung Ho, and it says job occupation, material engineer for Toyota.
Yeah.
Really trying to really sell himself.
Put it out there.
Speaking of weird shit, our friend Wild Warlock sent to the super chat that says, I can rub one out to the Garbage Pail Kids, but Ocean's 8 is low bar, guys. Very low bar.
Damn.
Well, he's
wow.
Yeah, another one who's given us a challenge.
Oh, God.
Wait a minute.
Hey, Miss Tangerine, I think that's her name. I haven't seen the film in forever.
Oh, God. I just Garbage Pail Kids flashback.
God.
Jeff, so or anyone on this, anyone in the audience in the channel, has anyone ever watched How I Met Your Mother?
No.
I just
No, the first few seasons, yeah.
With the Canadian woman?
Well, they had this episode. I think it was called the glass breaking episode, where they all point out the faults of these girls they're dating because they're riding the I want to get laid train. So they have those blinders on. So when I watched The Last Jedi, I had the blinders on. I was like, all right, whatever. It's Star Wars. It was kind of garbage, but whatever. And then I came to this channel, and I listened, and I heard Kendo. It was after it all came out, and it was Kendo's comment about Solo, where he's like, "Yeah, the movie gets a 4 out of 10 because it sucks dick and balls." And and I was like, and then I went back and watched some of the videos of The Last Jedi, and I had that glass shattering moment of like, "Holy shit, this movie does suck." Wow,
Yes.
This movie is total. It's a total dumpster fire.
No, man. When I saw it for the first time in theaters, I went and saw it with a buddy, and we both watched it, and we didn't know what the hell we just watched. Like, we didn't verbally say, "Oh, this was dog shit, stupid." The one reaction out of our mouth was, "I wish Luke didn't die." And where in the hell is this going? This sets up nothing.
Yeah, I just stood there and after the film, just like The Matrix 3. Like at the end of that film, I stood in the theater and I was like, "What the fuck did I just see on the screen?" Yeah, that same reaction with The Last Jedi. I was like right off the bat, day one. It was like,
well, I think in The Matrix 1 was made by the Wachowski brothers, and Matrix 3 was the Wachowski sisters. I mean, they're the same people, but I'm not aware. I'm not sure if it changes.
Yeah, the motivations.
Now, what happened there? I don't watch. I've never seen The Matrix other than the first one. What happened with the directors? They call them the sisters. Did they get a sex change?
Yes.
Yeah, they both got sex
change. Actually.
Oh, and they're brothers?
Yeah, that makes it a
brothers.
little. That makes it even weirder. I know.
Okay, never mind. Back to the Star Wars, which sounds better than that.
I also want to remind
they paid the penalty where Ryan Johnson still hasn't paid the penalty. So when is that going to get chopped off? Ryan.
Right.
But there's actually a Garbage Pail movie.
Yeah, Trent.
There is.
I agree with you, Trent, because I sat there with my.
I forgot about this.
The movie.
Oh my god, this is horrible.
And I just sat there and I was like, okay, I didn't say anything. I was like, okay. And I just sat there and I was thinking in my head, I was like, okay, you have this bad guy, Snoke, and then you kill him. I said, what the fuck is going on? I didn't understand a damn thing, and I walked out. I was like, all right, whatever. Well, maybe they'll explain everything in 9. And then they came out with Solo, and I was like, all right, well, this is just okay. This is too much.
See, now, okay, so going into that, like I saw 7, with some friends, and it was like, okay, this is my first Star Wars movie since the 3D, Phantom Menace release, but really since Revenge of the Sith, which I loved as a kid and still do this day. It's best prequel, probably my 4th favorite Star Wars movie. I go into this one thinking, okay, Star Wars, yeah. And I didn't really enjoy the movie. I didn't really love individual parts, but I thought, okay, Han's dead, whatever. Okay, they'll fix it in 8. I don't like it. Not like how, Jeremy on Geeks and Games liked it, but I was okay with this. Okay, as long as they fix stuff in 8, we're good.
Right.
I drank the Kool-Aid hard on 7. I drank the Kool-Aid so hard. I was a Collider.
Yeah, man. Hey, a lot of
people did that also in 7. Yep.
And so I watched it. I got on Blu-ray, watched it a few times, and more, I just I don't want to watch it anymore. Like, if 8's okay and it sets up a good trilogy, I'll be it. But this is less appealing to me than Episode 1. I don't want to watch this again. It's there or whatever. Go to 8. I'm confused leaving it. I think about it for a few months. I'm like, this shit sucks. I mean, I stopped buying the merchandise. Jeff, when I stopped buying shit for a movie, Red Alert, because I don't buy all that shit, especially with Star Wars. I come across this channel in early March. First thing I hear is your guys' reaction to it. I'm like, first of all, funny as hell. Second of all, wait, these are points I either thought of and couldn't really wrap my brain around at the time, but this is true. And then you get more of the in-depth, the attack on the fans, the lack of continuity, Rian Johnson's whole process, the stupid shit, Holdo, the fucking sea cow. And the one moment that really pissed me off had to be when he tossed the lightsaber. That was one thing, even in the theater, I verbally said, what the fuck?
That moment right there.
The lightsaber toss.
I had, that meme they have of Jackie Chan with the hands up. I literally was sitting there like, what?
He's done.
Starting off on the wrong foot. That's what I call that.
And it was
like, what the hell are you doing?
7 wasn't great, but it set up something they could have worked on and tried to make. They could not make 7 a good movie. They could.
Now, like I said before,
they could have
made
the
watching
trilogy
this,
good, and they failed, and it's dead.
I've been watching the news on this too. J.J. Abrams was fired. Kathleen has a firing problem. All right, she fired J.J. from basically being a part of anything to do with 8. And she hired Ryan to destroy everything, every intellectual property that JJ created for himself in 7. The base that he created, destroyed. The cantina and all the people in the cantina, gone.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah.
So there was a little bit of revengeism in there.
They made their intentions clear when they had one of the characters actually say, and I haven't seen it since I saw the theater opening weekend, so my memory is a little hazy, but that, we have to destroy everything from the past.
Kill the past and die.
Why? Why would you say that?
They said because they were expressing their intentions for owning Star Wars going forward and running Star Wars going forward. I'm gonna tell you, I guarantee there's a lot of fans like me who came out of Force Awakens going, meh, it's okay. Hopefully they do better next time. Saw Rogue One, was pretty happy with it, and because of the quality of Rogue One, that's what made me willing to go see.
Yeah, exactly.
In theater. If Rogue One had been garbage, I wouldn't have spent a fucking dime on Last Jedi.
No, see, I'm an oddball. Like I said, I was with Jeff, man. That's the one thing that drew me to this channel. When I heard his review, I was like, I'm not the only one that feels this way.
Yeah, no kidding.
I was late to that party. I started noticing that not even just Star Wars stuff. Now, I was a loyal viewer. I remain a loyal viewer to a lot of these channels that are basically counter Hollywood culture. And I was a loyal viewer of Collider, a loyal viewer of Screen Junkies and Smowdown and all this. I made my own fan fiction, and I thought I called this guy Mark Ellis Kalatik, and because he looked like Balatik, and I said, well, he's the brother, and all this kind of stuff, like kayfabe for their shows. But I started noticing that I couldn't have an opinion. I couldn't call garbage. They blocked my accounts. I have around 20 accounts. And it's all from the time that I would like to try to reconnect with the friends that I have made in the chat that I would see every day and talk to about movies. But in the end, one is oneself. You are yourself. And they would notice that I was me, and they would block me again and mute me. And I would add my friends, and my friends wouldn't answer. And it's like, well, in this forest, when the tree falls, you don't hear it. No one does, and no one could hear me talking. And I was the reality is here on the World Class Bullshitters chat. You have more freedom than on any college campus to speak, and anywhere in Hollywood, and that's why people should
easily.
WCBS is the best community on YouTube, bar none, and I've been deep in a few of them. So,
so that's how I came to all this and started watching the other reviews, and I never went to see the Last Jedi in the films. I started to notice how I was being treated as a fan, as a subscriber, and I started gravitating to other movie review channels, and I had for a long time, because I do like to sketch as a therapy for the migraines and just to deal with things. I had like a traumatic brain injury when I was in the 3rd Infantry. Right. So my refuge was watching movies and, doing a little bit of art, a little bit of fan art, nothing great. It's in my channel if you guys want to watch it. That's not what
I've seen him draw. He's quite good.
But it's just, I'm not at a level where I could do sequential art. That takes a little bit of skill, a little bit of training. I couldn't do any.
Yeah, but you're still solid, sir. Just saying.
Well, I thank you, but the thing I'm getting at is that I had this channel that I used to watch pretty much just for the portfolio reviews. He had some brutal portfolio reviews, and he had some anyone can draw, and that's how I came to the High Council, to the World Class Bullshitters, and to like this kind of this family, this extended family, where it's not like, there's like, you have this family and they're all brothers over here, but they got that family over there and they're all like cousins. And the same with Geeks and Gamers and with, Comic Artist Pro Secrets. And it kind of comes like an extended family where there is some crossover and there is, there is some common sentiment in the not being able to express ourselves when it comes to gaming, when it comes to movies, and when it comes to comics.
Yeah, Rod, it's like in this community, like you can disagree with each other, but overall there's a general, not I want to say 100% agreement. There might be some people that actually think Last Jedi visually is cool and they don't hate it as much, but they still like this channel.
Well, there's respect.
But, but hey, it's like this. There's respect between everybody. There's a calm demeanor. There's a similar thought process, even though you might disagree. You might think Daniel Craig's best Bond and Connery was boring. That sounds stupid shit, but you know what? I respect your opinion. Here's the thing. We have a debate because we're both, everyone's adults. Everyone's, can think out a problem, not just, cry wolf like an SJW or get yelling at the chat. It's good. It's a good, healthy community where there's thought, disagreement, a lot of agreement, bullshit, and obviously, like it says in the title, and just a good time. And that's all you want when you come on YouTube. I mean, hell, Jeff and I are Facebook friends when the bullshitters are. I'm talking with you great guys on the chat right now with everyone, guys and girls in the watching on YouTube. This is it's an opportunity to find enjoyment on YouTube, just a release from job, school, whatever's going on. Rod, you mentioned like an extended family for you. It helps you out.
It does. This is also my therapy.
Oh, it works good too, though, guys. I mean, speaking of bullshit, I mean, it ain't no bullshit. All the community is great. I've been through some stuff. I mean, if I didn't believe in this channel, I wouldn't be backing as much as I am. Yeah, Jeff teases, he called me super fan. That's not why I do what I do. I believe in this channel. It's helped me through stuff. I go and I torment him online, messaging, every morning. And all of a sudden I hear this big dude start giggling and he's reading my comments. He's like, damn it, Adam. And I'm just like, it is. It's all good, though.
It makes you feel like you're a part of something.
Yeah,
exactly.
Adam, you know what? It's one thing they don't get nowadays, especially with this SJW culture and all of this stuff. When you tease somebody in a funny way, that means you're connecting. You guys are together. You guys are on the same wavelength. That's kind of what it is. You're supposed.
Yeah, I feel like I'm free to say horses are dangerous here, and that's a good thing.
Well, yes, the horses are indeed dangerous. That is true.
Hey, I teased Neon in Indy. He took it like a champ. I handed him a Yu-Gi-Oh card that was the Trojan horse card, and he giggled like a little girl.
It's a trap.
Mystic Horseman.
He's got the Puerto Rican propaganda minister on. I didn't realize that.
Oh, yeah, get on that Patreon.
He gets a little tiny cut, at least a little tiny cut.
Yeah, you gotta get on that Patreon. I'm a two-time, baby. Two-time Patreon supporter.
This channel will be my therapy for dealing with The Last Jedi and everything. So
there you go.
I'm actually quite interested listening to what you've all been saying about the way that you've all congregated into these communities because of a mutual disrespect for the way the Star Wars franchise has been going. I mean, I've said to Jeff before, I watch the channel because I'm entertained by it, but I'm not really a Star Wars fan. I haven't even seen any Star Wars films since the original trilogy. But that doesn't mean that I don't find it interesting, all this shit that's been happening. And I think I might have mentioned to Jeff before that I work with a proper full-on soy boy. I mean, he really, 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 really loves The Last Jedi. He even told me he thinks it's the best Star Wars film ever. And when I brought up, because he's one of these people that I don't really want to, tell him about what I really think. Mate, he is properly cucked. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, you can't debate him because he's cucked out of debate.
I can't be bothered. It's too much time and effort, and also it's in the workplace as well, which doesn't help.
Yeah.
But the main problem is I said to him, when we were talking about The Last Jedi, and he told me this incredible statement. He said that when I said, well, isn't there a bit of a backlash? He said, oh, it's just a few pathetic MRAs. And it's like, I think it's a few more than a few fucking MRAs. And I think you're just denying it to yourself. So I mean, how do you boys normally deal with the normies in real life who just seem, they seem to be so blue-pilled. So blue-pilled.
Look, I can tell you how I took a page out of EDS's book. I
just whip out my fact sheet and show it to them.
Well, no, I sat down and told them, I said, well, you can get your SJW ass out of here. And I have a trebuchet ready to launch you to Mars. And you, Kathleen Kennedy, and that round-headed buffoon, Ryan Runestein Johnson, can follow you there. So yeah. I'll sit there watching you while eating pie.
Yes, and by the way, that trebuchet is receiving donations because the bigger we build it, the farther away those fuckers get. So
Trebuchet Alpha.
There you go.
We have a second one called Trebuchet Beta. It has spikes in the seats as well. So
specifically for the soy boy beta males.
And proper Jeremy will do the countdown.
Well,
yes, we need to make a Twitter account called.
Yeah, the butts are a little tougher, so it won't hurt as much.
Yeah. Well, you see, normally I'll be listening to Good Morning Pop Culture when I'm on my lunch break at work, and I'm constantly having to look over my shoulder about who's about because you wonder if they say, "Oh, what's this channel all about?" And next thing you know, I'm probably in HR saying you're watching a channel that promotes hate speech or some shit like that.
Well, here's what I do. I just watch it on my phone and have my earbuds in.
Pretty much.
Upside down. And I'm just working on my computer. And
pretty much.
Yeah, you keep off the work computer.
I sent Jeff a video of what I go through in the day getting my house set up because my dogs have to watch the show. It was my dog that actually found Jeff. I kid you not. I there's a story on Patreon. It's on there. Read it. Every word's true. I told Jeff this.
It's a good story.
He stepped on my iPad, and all of a sudden, all I hear is this guy saying, for copyrights reasons, I'm going to show a picture of a guy with his head up his ass. That is the first time I heard this man's voice, and I'm kind of like, I look at the dog, and I'm like, Frank, what did you do? And I listened to it, not a big deal. Shut it off, turn on the PS4. I shit you not. Next thing I know, I'm doing something. 5 minutes later, it was the Star Wars rant. Well, I don't enjoy getting up early personally. I'm retired, so I don't have to. I didn't even like getting up to take the kids to school, to be honest with you. But every morning now, if I'm not up by 7:30, the 14 wiener dogs that we have are howling at me to get up. And if you don't turn that TV on, they get pissed. Man, there's 14 of those little bastards, and they get pissed. There's 4 of them upstairs watching as I'm down in my office talking right now.
So they'll be surly with you, straight up surly. They'll tilt their little heads a little bit and go like, they just give you that look like you're just doing it.
There's just no sleeping in, man. They won't let it. They won't let it happen.
Doggone good taste right there. That's doggone good taste.
One thing. Hey, Jeff, Rhinelander was right in Scrooged. Cats and dogs are beginning to watch television. You gotta get programming for them.
Jeff,
They love
can
it, man. Every morning. They gave my wife hell. I got up sick this morning, wasn't able to catch it. I think this is the first show live stream I've missed in 5 months, this morning's. And
there's a
they
channel
gave
for
her hell.
cats. There's a channel for cats, and I put it on, and my cat started jumping at the TV to catch the bird, and I didn't do that anymore. But I think you're right about that.
They like it, and I mean, I've gotten up to, I think I'm up to the old episodes up to 28. And it's not like I'm getting paid to do this. I do it because I enjoy it, as I've told Jeff and, anybody that ever asks, I explain it to them. It's entertainment to me. I would rather back this because this is more entertainment than what they so-called entertainment that's out there in the world today.
Oh,
Adam Darth Tico said, sounds like a bunch of pissed off wieners.
Yes, that's literally it.
Well, that's pretty accurate for the channels.
It is, but I mean, that's why there is a clan of wiener dogs that follow him that are on his Patreon, just like I'm on the Patreon. Like I said, I backed him twice. I backed Solo 5 times. That's how much I believe in this.
We're the king of the wiener.
Yes.
I just like to invite you all to know that you can go higher on the Patreon. You don't have to go for the $1 or the $5. You can pay $100 a month to the
Yes,
Patreon.
I agree. You should do that. Everyone should do that.
Everyone should do that. I agree.
We're doing 50, baby.
These movies.
There you go.
It's really cheaper than buying one of these movies. You take 2 people to these movies, it costs you $24 or $28 where I go, and you can spend $5, $10, 15, 20, whatever.
$5, $30, yeah. It's
For a
it's
month.
great content. It's great
And
content.
you can figure out
It
what
is.
these movies are
Exactly.
worth to watch.
I mean, come on. Where else are you going to hear Dion talk about his Lena Dunham and his porn star fetish? Only on Patreon.
That's true. That's the only place he does.
Yeah.
Look, there's places in the world they're trying to say that speech is assault. Okay, now we know here that sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. And in places where they are trying to equate speech to assault, it's terrifying. Okay, that not being able to post something, not being able to say something because the police might be knocking on your door. That's terrifying. All right, so that there is that aspect to it. Yes, we joke, but it's that right to joke that we protect.
Yeah, I know, but to be fair, if Lena Dunham ever said to me, "I love you," that would hurt.
It would hurt, but you wouldn't
really,
arrest her for
really
it. You're
hurt.
just like,
I would be frightened for my life. Just say that.
Just
real quick, I want to talk to Magic about the whole "how do you talk to soy boy" thing. You don't.
Mm-hmm.
You don't.
No.
Look, the company I work for is headquartered in San Francisco. I had to listen to a 1-hour speech from our new chief diversity officer 3 weeks ago.
Yes.
My client is headquartered in San Francisco, and the office I work with is out of downtown fucking Austin, Texas, which is about as soy boy as Texas gets.
Mm-hmm. True.
I had absolutely no opportunity to do that. And this goes for you and for anyone else listening. The best thing you can do to make sure that people, at least people who are willing and open to hearing about those opposite opinions, is support channels like World Class Bullshitters who will, speak to those concerns on your behalf to a larger audience and help expand their audience by sharing the channel website, by sharing the Facebook page, retweeting their tweets. Don't ever put yourself at risk at work. It's just not worth it.
Like giving us lots of money on Patreon.
Support the people who are saying the things that you want other people to hear.
Exactly.
That's why I do this. That's why I'm here. That's why I show up. And that's why you guys show up, because not only do you get the chance to back these people that are for free speech, right, for having a different opinion, a more honest one, by my estimate, it also gives you the opportunity to have, this good man have his take on, a commentary on a movie that you like, an honest take on some news subject. Because I'm sure if a Patreon said, "Hey, I'd like you to touch on this news story," Jeff would be completely willing to do that. Am I correct in this?
Oh yeah, all you guys got to do is ask.
So there is that aspect. You want some honest opinions. You want some things covered, and that's something that's totally doable here. And I think it's wonderful. I think it's great. So I just want to say that.
Yeah, that's one of actually the perks of being on being one of our patrons is you can suggest topics for us to cover, and we will do that. And I mean, we can do it on the show, or we can do it as a Patreon exclusive thing. It's completely up to you.
Yeah, no, hell yeah.
Dion's gonna hate us.
Right. Yeah, you can even do it at 5 in the morning. I mean, do it all the time.
Here's the thing. He's gonna hate us, but it hopefully will help him in the end grow and.
Well, now we've got Dr. Jeff on the case. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Well, he's definitely going to be helped in the end. That's for sure.
Yeah. Dion needs to.
Now that could be mistaken. That could be easily mistaken.
Before we hop on the Dion horse again, pun intended.
Those are the best puns.
I do want to point out, Jeff, I think there's some super chats that have been there a while. So.
Yeah, I got to get to those. I just didn't want to cut you guys off. So our friend Dayton Pfeiffer says, besides seeing The Last Jedi in local theaters, my biggest mistake was seeing the film while I was sober. Kendo and I tried to get drunk. We went to the Hofbrauhaus and we were drinking beers. We were yelling at everybody in Star Wars costume. Luke dies.
Yep.
And they would just stare at us.
That was
I thought with a former alcoholic, drinking was not an option. So.
I don't know, Jeff. I met you. I don't know if they were worried about what you said or they were just looking at the, mini giant that you are, sir.
They were probably looking at Phil, wondering what the fuck is that thing and how did it get out of the zoo?
Yes.
He got us kicked out of that same German restaurant.
Hey, there's a reason
a month later.
My parody of Jeff is a Yeti. There's a reason for that.
No, Ken, though, you were mentioning earlier about the perks of recommending stuff on Patreon. I've done that a few times. But no, you can request, watch parties, topics we discussed, like you said, before or during the show or after hours. I mean, this weekend, either Friday night or Sunday night, I'll be talking with Jeff. For my 21st birthday, we're going to be doing a watch party for the best Star Wars movie, A New Hope. And that's something that was just a request, something cool to do. And, that
sounds like
Patreon
fun.
can get. Yeah, it should be fun. It's back in 2004. That box set came out 2 days for my birthday, and that was the first Star Wars birthday. So just a little bit of a throwback. Obviously, I'm probably drunk as shit, but still in control. I won't be too bad, but I will be drunk. It's kind of right.
I'm a little drunk now. Actually, I'm closing in on a lot drunk, but yeah.
I'm proud of you. Good job, man. Keep it up. But that's the kind of cool thing you can do when you're a patron member is get to be on things like this and get to see the full experience of world-class bullshitters.
Well, Patreon rules, man. There's so much more content. I mean, if you love it on YouTube, you don't know what you're missing because all of the extra content that is there. Jeff says it the best way that he can. If you can, great. If you can't, not a problem. We're here on YouTube, but you do get so much more content, and I've enjoyed all of it. It brought me to meet him in Indy. I had a hell of a time. All these guys are great. The only problem I had in Indy was, unfortunately, I did not get the opportunity to really spend a lot of time with Kendo and Nick, but I've talked with them since then. Great guy. I mean, all these guys are great, and the fans are the best. So
yeah, Nick's a fun time. Nick's a cool
it's a blast,
Hey, Kendo.
Yeah,
I think we lost Jeff. The stream looks like it stopped.
We lost Jeff.
Well, we're still live, so yes, as long as
we're still live.
He'll be able to come back, and Kenny's still here. So
damn it, we'll do it live.
The keys to the car, also. I hope. So. I don't know how they have this set up.
We got Kendo and Camp Kendo. We're good.
Yeah, you just need one of the four of us to be qualified as official content. So I'm here. We're good. Also, Sketch Therapy, you can add to your sales push starting October 1st. We will accept personal property titles signed over to us as payment.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so if you want to sign over to us land and houses and things, we will take those as well.
Okay, so you'll take a place in Miami. All right, cool. I'll throw you one of those.
Kendo, wait a minute. Kendo, we're not doing organs yet. Organ sales aren't.
Yeah. No, we don't want your organs yet. No.
Okay, well.
I think Kendo's struggling at the moment with about tons.
How many people do we have in here?
With us.
There's 9 in here right now.
Yeah, give or take.
Okay, guys, remember to leave a space open for Jeff. If the original channel doesn't get back on here, we're gonna wind up losing the stream, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it stays going for a while. But I mean, we are coming up on the 10 o'clock hour in the East, which is going to be our breaking point anyway. So
yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Kendo, are you happy to now have your answer question answered finally by EVS? Or
Yes, I was very excited. Thank you very much, Adam. I appreciated that greatly. I'm still not over it yet, so I'm probably going to put you up to some Hatchet Man jobs this week if you're up to it.
Not a problem, man.
Right,
I'm glad that we got it answered, but the fact he cannot get my name right for 2 weeks is hilarious.
Which is weird
It's
because
funny.
it's
It is
not a
very
hard
funny.
name. It's Cheyenne.
I mean, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard you giggling, Jeff. That
Adam
was
Shawman?
priceless. Yeah. Where the hell's the M? I was like, wait a minute. And the week before that, you had even said, this is our super fan, Adam Shawhan. And, I just kind of chuckled. He was just too upset over Bert and Henry. It's okay.
Yes.
Wait,
Well,
Adam, what's he call you? What did he call you?
He said Shawman. I don't know. It was bad. At first, I've been Shawan. Jeff got it really close.
I heard the Shawan a few times.
Yeah.
Well, Shaman is a witch doctor, right?
I was going to say,
Shaman is a witch doctor.
in EVS's defense, his vision might have went a little weird when his blood sugar dropped because he hadn't had any pie to eat in like an hour. So he had an insulin spike.
No, he's back on the pie wagon. He is back on the pie wagon.
Yeah, he's full on.
Big on the pie wagon.
I think he saw the word kendo and he was just scared, so his mind went blank. Because I sent you what I sent him, and that's not what he read at first. He had to go back and reread it. So I died laughing.
It's all right. I broke Jeff after I got off work because I sent in a super chat specifically just for Jeff to get because I figured the other two wouldn't.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is true.
But to be honest, Ethan is a 25-year pro at the comic book industry
Yes.
and a great big pie fan. So
Yes,
he has to
exactly.
eat that pie.
He is the panty sniffing, pie eating.
Yes.
Uncle Ethan.
Can you smell
Pico
the
loving?
smoking? Yeah.
Well, it just goes to the thickness of his
Alice
skin.
stroking.
Real quick, because my headset's about ready to die, and I do have to go because I got to pack for a flight at 4 fucking a.m. Jeff, are you guys still looking at the tech I talked to you guys about in Indy?
Yeah, Nick was supposed to be working on the one thing. He'd been talking to us, but he's been kind of busy. So,
hey, Big Rig blows a tire, but he gets to his destination.
So I will be out of the country until middle of next week. So if he wants help on anything, I won't be able to. I won't be available. But the weekend, not this weekend, but the next weekend, if he needs help with either OBS or Discord, just tell him to reach out to me on Facebook.
Mm-hmm. Oh, same here. I could help out with Streamlabs OBS, make the channel a little bit more money.
Yeah, well, I'll definitely point him in your direction, and I'll talk to you too because I think he's got something he's working on, like a movie project. So I don't want him to be too overwhelmed.
Yeah, if he's having too much CPU being sucked out, I mean, we can probably point him in the right direction to fix it.
And I'm also starting to walk through and pull out clips for soundboards for WCBs.
Yep.
The Jeff Giggle.
Oh, you'll love the soundboards.
Jeff Giggle was the first damn thing I pulled. So
nice.
I'm looking forward to this now. I'm a little nervous.
We can make our first
Jeff,
app
don't worry
this
about
one.
it. It'll be just fine.
I'm gonna go ahead and drop out here, let somebody else get in, and I will talk to y'all later.
Take care.
See you, man.
See you, man.
Take care.
See ya.
Safe flight.
Hey, Jeff, these bullshitters we got, these patrons and all the people listening, when duty calls, one does rise to the occasion.
That's true.
Ken, that's my off-color James Bond reference for the night, just for you, man.
Thank you.
It was not your first one, but okay.
Well, hold on. What?
My first direct one. It was just okay. There. Hey, man, I provide the.
Well, our buddy Wild Warlock sent in a super chat that says the Last Jedi is like seeing the Goatsy meme for the first time. Just leaves you disturbed and wondering what you just saw.
Oh God, no!
God, no!
Oh, wow.
I don't know if it's that bad.
Oh, my brain on that one. Ouch.
And then our friend David Cook says, so much masculinity in this stream. SJWs and little soy boys alike feel the disturbance and the woke. Love the smell of burning soy at night. Love you guys.
Jeff, I do have one question for you.
What's up?
Kendo, and everyone in the chat. Did you ever watch, do you remember Lost in Space?
Yes.
Yeah. The movie or the TV show?
The movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I was thinking
the one from '96. Yeah.
Nope, didn't watch any of it.
Well,
yeah, you're right.
And they made the one on Netflix.
I avoided that one.
Yeah,
I
you
saw a
want
few
to avoid
episodes.
that
Never
one.
seen it.
Well,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
So
Parker Posey is not worth it. Nope.
So I watched it. So I watched the show on Netflix.
Was it good?
Oh,
I would say, look, I liked the
Well,
first episode and maybe the second one. Then it got weird.
Yeah, got a
Okay,
little
so this-
soy latte
this-
down the stretch there.
Yep.
Well, we're talking.
Then it got
That's
weird.
the way to say it, really.
This show was post bullshitter era. So I had already listened to World Class Bullshitters, and I watched this show, and I literally sat through the whole thing, and I looked like Stewie Griffin with hair coming out of my everywhere and like big circles under my eyes, and going, I need a shower because this show was garbage. This was awful.
Yeah, you felt a little dirty after
I
that.
felt like
You're like, I
someone
can't
just-
twirl a cane right
They
now.
took
I'm
an
just on the
IV.
mood.
They took an IV of soy and just shoved it in my veins.
Well, how many
I
episodes was it before Will started transitioning?
Like
At least three episodes, I think.
2 or
No,
3.
wait.
I mean, the first
Wait.
2 were okay. The effects were much better in the first 2. Then it just got weird. Then it was just like, no.
No,
Wait,
the problem
so wait.
that I had was they want these female characters to be developed and everything, and it was like, a long walk for a short drink of water, and this female character shows up on this planet with these guys, and she's like, I'm in charge. Shut up and listen to me. We were divorced for a reason. And the guy's like, oh, okay, well, I was a Marine and all this, whatever. Like,
It's not realistic.
what?
It feels
It's not.
forced.
It's not. It's for
No,
that's
and I
exactly
mean,
what it felt like.
no man or woman can drive the way these kids drive. It's a little girl driving basically an APC in an unknown terrain in a way that's completely unrealistic. Now, I'm a stickler for like technical stuff, and
It's
a lot
the
of it
same
didn't make
thing
sense.
we saw in The Last Jedi or The Force
Yes,
Awakens.
there's no
where
reason.
Rey's like,
Yes.
Yeah,
I agree
exactly.
with you.
Now,
she
guys,
pulls
There's
that
no way
shit
she has the
out
muscle
of
to
her
pull those
job,
moves
and
off.
She goes, oh, I just pulled this out of my ass, and it works now. You're welcome, beloved character for 40 years. Peace out, hombre.
Yep.
Now, guys, I haven't watched
God.
the show yet for obvious reasons. I thought it'd be shit. So, Will,
please don't.
isn't Will like a little kid, like a little boy,
Yeah, he's a
Yes,
little boy.
correct.
and he's transitioning like to a girl? That's what they're doing with him.
I
you
didn't
said-
catch on to that side.
I don't know about that
maybe.
part, but
That was actually just a joke, but it
that was a
wasn't.
joke.
I
These days you could believe it being real, though, sadly.
Yeah, if you told me it was true, I'd be very, very depressed now.
Who's directing this? James Gunn? Run from the monkey.
Oh shit!
No, it's that
There's-
round.
there's-
Then we
Yeah,
went
Paul,
too far.
yeah, probably fucking Paul Feig or something.
Oh God.
The
that's
Wachowski
even-
brothers.
Oh,
The
no.
Wachowski siblings.
Sisters.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
So, Jeff, I got a question for you, real quick.
What's up?
Did EVS get the Booker T reference when I made him read that, or did it go over his head?
I think it went over his head.
It probably went over.
A lot goes over his head, but he's still a fun individual.
Oh yeah, I love
So
every
much
bit
he's
of
losing
it.
hair.
Oh, I love EVS.
But yeah, it's great. It was just kind of funny because he read it, but then he kind of paused like he was thinking, like the light bulb might have flickered a little bit, you know. And I know you guys talk after shows and stuff, and I didn't know, on your opinion because you've talked to him more than anybody, so. Good to know that it kind of went. You got it, but
Of course.
I'm even
breathe that shit.
Oh man.
even Jeremy got it, and he was just like nice
which is
Booker
rare.
T
Jeremy doesn't
reference,
get many things sometimes. It takes him at least 2 weeks for Jeremy to get the joke. Sometimes
He got it though. He was right on there, man.
Yeah, Jeremy
He did.
wanted
I know
He
Jeremy
knows
got
what's
it.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gave me a compliment, and it was really nice. And he had read, I'd actually messaged when our puppy had passed. The High Council was on, and I was like, he was talking about the storm, and I'm like, man, I need this. And he read my comment, and he was like, I think it was you that was saying, you really were looking forward to this. I hope I cheered you up. Da 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 da. We appreciate it, and it was great. But yeah, he kind of killed my name too, but still, nobody killed it as bad as Doomcock was pretty bad because it was Shawan, and then EVS now takes the cake.
Well, you got to
pie,
understand.
He definitely takes the pie. The
These
pie
people are
cake.
very, very busy. I mean, even Jeff himself, who is quite busy dealing with Stealing Solo, dealing with the show, dealing with the
me.
Patreon, dealing with organizing this great team of bullshitters. Because you need world-class bullshitters to deal with the Hollywood bullshitters. So that's why we have these world class, because you can't bullshit a bullshitter, and we have the world class bullshitters to deal with those bullshitters. To organize this is very complicated. Now, when it comes to EVS, he has a lot of pressure from people that have been blacklisted from the industry. Right now, we know if any of these actors dared to speak even a little bit right of Mao, they'd be out of the industry. They'd be blacklisted. They're not getting in any movies. They're not going anywhere. Well, that's not just in movies. That also happens in the world of comic books. So there's a lot of people that are trying to put food on the table, trying to pay the mortgage, and they get blacklisted because they said something like, I hope the president is good for everybody. Now that's a pretty vanilla statement, right? That's wishing for the best for the country, and I'm a Puerto Rican. I'm not a white guy, right? But I see how these people are becoming. They're trying to dehumanize us because we didn't like The Last Jedi. Well, we're all of a sudden, non-human, misogynist Nazis.
It's become unacceptable to have an opinion. That's what's
pretty much. You really are at that point, and you'll get in trouble at work, or you'll get in trouble in other ways.
That's the exact opposite of their inclusion message, which is hypocritical, and that's just the end of it. Now, guys,
so there's
jumping off because
these people are trying to pay the bills, and they can't, and they're trying to do this going out about it alone. Something they've never done before, and they're EVS helping them out. So he deals with thousands of messages in his inbox trying to get through, people calling him constantly every day he has to deal with this stuff. Every day he's getting attacks from the media and attacks from famous people within his industry.
EVS is the Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's showing us all the way.
Be patient with him. If he might screw up your name a little, he may
Oh, it's all meant in good fun. I don't care, man. It's not important.
I mean, hell, guys.
No, I'm nobody. I'm just a fan.
Offended on behalf of Adam.
No, but I mean, the fans mean a lot to him because the fans are the customer, and he sees all of that group, these people that are making these Indiegogos. They're people who have been in the industry or had the dream of going into it and found it poisoned industry, which is where Jeff comes in with stealing Solo. Now, this is not only a tale of people that were so disenfranchised with the movie they tried to make their own in a kind of hilarious way. You wouldn't do this in real life. But it is a comedy, but it's also the tale of a man who tried to get into this business, who loved Spider-Man, loved comic books, kind of studied to get in there, to get in on that, and just found the whole place to be like this soy-filled desert.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
He didn't even want to enter, and this is the long story of how he gets back in there, but on his own.
Yeah, exactly.
So back stealing Solo. It's on Indiegogo. You can go over there right now and pick it up. It's going to be good.
It's really amazing art. Jeff Hicks really is a good artist. It's not a joke.
Thank you.
He's easily one of the best.
I think that's the point Sketch is trying to make, is the fact that you look at all these artists that EVS talks about and says like, oh well, Comicsgate's a thing. Like all these artists. They're not being able to pay their bills. Jeff is a comic book artist, and he's trying to write and stuff. And if he was to go into that toxic environment of people being like, "Well, we don't want to make this because Disney has their grip around everything,"
then
he wouldn't be able to make
you can't get your dream out, And here's the thing:
he wouldn't be able to do it.
It would be shut down. And here's the thing: this is
immediately.
First of all, no one's gonna obviously kidnap Harrison Ford in real life. He's gonna crash his plane in your front yard. He'll come to you. But here's the thing. God bless him. But this is a path. Talking with Jeff off air, this is really passionate for him. He loves Harrison Ford as an actor. He loves Han Solo's character. He always wanted to be a comic book artist. After seeing Spider-Man, right? And seeing how to draw Spider-Man. That was when you got into it.
Yeah, about that time, late 2001, before the movie came out in 2002.
Exactly, and even said, I think on one of the Good Morning Pop Cultures, you had a lot of people, even your own family, say it's a waste of time. This is sort of a middle finger of success. You can't argue with facts and success, people.
That's right.
That's well put. Who are ruining Star Wars, who are trashing the fans, and the people that doubted the man, and I will be supporting it tomorrow. I will not be giving you $5,000 because I need that for truck payments and hot toys.
Exactly.
Money,
Well, I did think about selling a car so I could hang out with Jeff for at least
aren't
one
you the
day.
one? Aren't you the one?
But
that
I was
Jeff
like, I
talked
can't do
about
it,
buying
sadly.
Toys?
The hot, I try to get him to buy that Hot Toys Dark Knight Armory all the time. I hold him a little bit.
Well, see, that's how I ended up being a 5-time. That's 5-time Stealing Solo supporter. I was going to do the 5G on his birthday.
Yep.
I had it. I
thought about it too.
Oh, I had it though, and Jeff knows through the messages what happened and why I couldn't. So yeah, I was going to. Oh yeah, and he knows. He told me, and I don't expect anybody to do it. Well, I actually had the money to do it, but then after that vet bill, I didn't have the money to do it. So I threw everything I had because I believe in it. I've heard his story. He's told, same thing you were saying. People telling him, "Oh, you're just wasting your time." No, this man can draw. This man could draw something, and I'd get a tattoo of what he drew. He's one of the
best artists in comic skate, easily.
Jeff, there it is, a challenge. We got to draw something to make Adam get it tattooed.
Oh, there's a draw off next week.
There you go.
You can beat Mike Miller's ass on his stream.
Folks, if you want Adam Shaw to get a tattoo of a drawing that Jeff makes,
Mike's going to kill me later now. Mike Miller's going to kill me later now.
Submit your entries.
I'm joking, man, if you're watching.
But point is, guys,
I have a suggestion, and that is a horse with Lena Dunham's face tattooed like that.
I'm going to go ahead and override and veto that one.
Yeah.
I actually do look out for some of the listeners.
Kendo, how about we make that a T-shirt?
Okay. I mean, that could be a T-shirt. That's fine.
Yes, I think
It'd
T-shirt
be
is better than making that a Dion transfer.
It'd be like one of those like shitty romance novel covers from back in the 90s with fucking Fabio all over it. It'd be something like that. It'd be like Dion with like long flowing blonde hair.
Blonde hair.
Like,
yes.
With fucking Lena Dunham wrapped around him.
Very nice.
Make that happen. We can make that happen.
The strings,
Now I can't sleep tonight. Thanks, guys. Damn.
You're welcome.
Well, you're welcome. You know that. We try. We try to please.
You're doing
I still think if World Class Bullshitters gets to 80K, they should take Dion to a fucking like equestrian park or something.
Yep.
Oh, it ain't if, brother. It's when. It's happening.
Yeah, we're getting this to at least that level.
Send those super chats.
I'll buy it a million times if I have to.
I'm getting cold chills. Okay,
yeah.
I'm my hair just stood up. That's kind of cruel.
How close are we to your stretch goal?
The first stretch goal
should be this in a couple of days, I think.
Oh God, yeah. Let's see. No, it's at 20. I don't look at this every 5 minutes. I'm busy like making the thing. I'm thinking, oh man, it's gonna hit the goal. It's gonna hit the goal. I better make these pages good. It's at 29,384. So what? $614 away.
Yeah.
When does it?
Okay.
When's the campaign stop again?
1 month from tonight.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So it's only at the halfway mark.
What if Harrison Ford does the 5,000 and you have to deliver it to him?
We'll do it. Shit my pants. I'm like, oh,
that would make him happy.
I wouldn't be afraid to meet Harrison Ford. I'd be like, here's the story.
So Jeff,
he's standing there with the rock saying, "Hey,
it's
you know
over
what
in
I'm
October
cooking?"
19th.
Technically, the 20th at midnight.
It's when?
The 20th at midnight. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
October. Oh,
when the clock strikes midnight on the 20th, that shit turns into a pumpkin, and you didn't get in, you ain't in.
I turned 30 at that moment too, so it's
well, I turned 27 on October 14th. So.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Jeff. Speaking of October, we need to discuss which Twilight Zone episodes we're going to watch and which Tales from the Crypt episodes we're going to watch.
Shit, I thought you were talking about Twilight. I was like, no.
Kendo vetoes that for everybody.
That's an unsub.
I will use my veto privilege.
Okay, guys, I gotta bounce off. It was nice talking to all you guys. Support Stealing Solo. Support the channel, and God bless, guys. Sports be with you.
Good See you, Trent.
Yep, it was fun.
See you, buddy.
Later, man.
Trent.
Have a good night,
Trent.
So do we have anything else? Because we're gonna have to put this baby to bed soon because we got to record some Oktoberfest stuff tonight.
Yeah.
Well, I had a topic. I didn't really get to any topic, but I kind of wanted to ask: are there any day traders here?
Yes, you could say I do that a little bit. Why?
Yeah.
What do you need advice in?
Can we talk about Disney stocks?
Sure.
Okay, so what we have here, Disney as a company took a lot of its capital and invested it into the Fox deal. It can't manage anything. I don't think it'll be able to manage Fox. It's counting on Fox to manage itself, just like it counted on Lucas to manage itself.
Yes,
it's overly invested in the parks, and the parks are completely gearing towards a solo investment, not a solo investment, but investing themselves into Star Wars.
Yes,
right?
yes,
there was
pretty heavy into it. It looks like
there were murmurs of Solo. Oh, it'll make about $1 billion. It may be a little lower because there might be a little bit of resentment, but what we found is completely empty theaters. Now, if MCU goes phase woke, all this money is invested in, all this capital has been invested into the Fox deal. There's not a lot of capital to go around. They're basically overextended. I mean, how far are we from, a run on Disney stock? I mean, how viable is this thing?
Well, the fundamentals and the way they're structured, and also their tendency to course correct. You can see, unlike other studios and other corporations who don't course correct, Disney does eventually do it. Do they do it to the brink of it almost being too late? Oh, yes. I mean, there's no way around. If you look at the Disney stock from where its recent peak was at, it has definitely gone down. Now, why has it gone down? There's several factors, but I'm sure one of them is probably just a little bit of worry about the crap they're doing with both Star Wars and now Marvel. Just a little bit.
This poison is born in
and I can't
human resources.
The other because SEC violations. I don't feel like getting a fine. So I got to be careful.
I understand. I always say short Disney. That's my.
That's fine. You go make your own decision. Disclaimer. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm not a day trader.
The difference that you guys are talking about on money is not a drastic change. It's kind of what each stock does. I'm looking at it. It's like September 8th, it was $10 down what it is now. It's not like huge drop-offs. So I think not too much to read into it.
Yes, but if Plan 9 fails and Captain Marvel fails, these are the two legs that this 4-leg table is standing on. Because the parks are already overinvested. They are not managing anything. Bob Iger is asleep at the wheel. He's absolutely asleep at the wheel.
Punch the old lady in the face.
Yes.
Well, because punch Nazis. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's an old lady. She might have voted for Trump.
Yeah.
Well, it was a separate joke with that. But I can see what you're coming at.
Well, that is kind of like, dehumanizing people. They might be Skrulls or whatever. Yeah. But what I'm saying is the messaging. Even if Last Jedi would have been bad, but they would have said, oh, it's a bad movie. Things happen. Or, it's not what we expected. But they didn't do that. They kind of went with the woke message marketing.
Yeah,
and they are doing the same. They are doing the same with Plan 9 Chapter 11. I'm getting an echo here.
I just
Echo. Oh, no. There we go. That was Eddie Cantillo, folks. Eddie, thanks for stopping by.
That was Jeff Saturday night.
They're doing the same thing with Plan 9. They're doing the messaging. They're not stopping their messaging. And that's they get 2 bombs in a row, people are going to start looking at their mismanagement. If the Marvel starts getting sued, plus they have 2 bombs, investors are going to go, maybe I'll step back from this.
Like I said, it's its own weird case.
Eddie, do you got some stock in Disney?
I would say Captain Marvel's a great experiment. If it doesn't do well, it's going to change their plans.
Then investors
may drop out.
May drop out. Eddie, we got to mute you, man. All you're doing is echoing with no voice whatsoever, my friend. No, Drew. Yeah, they can't market it the way they're trying to do it. Her a hero already. It's kind of heavy. They got to go the Wonder Woman approach.
Pretty heavy-handed.
You can let the media say all the bullshit they want, but the movie can't reflect that. You got to come off as a nice, clean product, and you got to prove the naysayers wrong with a good movie and a story that supersedes all this other feminist marketing that people that went to big universities to get philosophy degrees write about. Just give them something to sink their teeth into a better story, not
exactly.
Look at me, I'm super powered, hear me roar type of thing.
Yeah, if they really try to impose their will on the audience with this film, it will not make money because people aren't going to see it 3-4 times if they're imposing their will on them.
I think also one of the main things is that they've never ever had this kind of backlash before, because in the past, the fans have never been able to talk directly to them, have they? That's the freedom the internet's given us. They can hear us now. And before, all the people they ever heard was the mainstream media, the actual reviewers. They never heard what the real people said, unless it was them not going to watch the film because they thought it was shit. But now we're actually telling them before the movie comes out, we think this film is shit, and they can't cope. They've lived in a bubble for such a long time. They can't cope with being told, oh, actually, what you're making is shit, and we're not happy about it.
They can't cope with it.
Yeah, corporations aren't used to that.
No, they're not.
Yeah,
used to
well,
the way
when
interaction
corporations
has
get
actually
in bed
changed.
with government and they start like having on that same message, to me, that's not a good sign because.
Well, yeah, that's when they're subsidized, but entertainment corporations can't get away with that. I mean, they have to listen to the people. If not, they'll lose their money and it'll go somewhere else. And there's a lot of competition. The money will go to DC. The money will go to Universal. And Disney
the Warner Brothers.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
well, exactly.
Sketch. Think about it like this: like any of those major game companies, like Activision and stuff. If you have a great indie game that I got, name any title.
Activision.
If the no, Activision. Like they put out a shit product, people will go elsewhere, and they can't deal with that because you'll go to an indie game and be like, "Oh, this is great." And
well, there's not the same power in that there is in movies to affect the culture.
That's true.
And we are in a culture war, and that's why I think these people they're culture warriors. I don't even call them social justice warriors. I call them socialist justice warriors.
Okay, well, think about the people that made Bethesda Studios and ID Software. They made the last Doom game. They're coming up with Doom Eternal. And they had that AI and the big backlash where they're saying like they prefer to be called mortally challenged, and Bethesda was just like, it's a video game, deal with it. Like we don't care. Like this is how the game is run. If you don't like it, don't buy it.
Yeah, and that game's gonna make money.
Yeah.
And their pre-sales skyrocketed because everyone on Twitter and Facebook and all that shit, they were like, oh crap, this game is amazing already because they're not pandering to a small minute minority versus the big gaming community that's like, we just want to play the game because we want to see what happens to Doom Guy.
I'm terrified that we're going to become the Weimar Republic.
They don't care.
That's my greatest fear. That's why I back free speech 100%.
Yep.
That's why all this European Union craziness is just driving me on. I was at the hospital. I was at the VA hospital today because my migraines have doubled. I'm like basically having continuous migraines for days, just days on end where the pain just doesn't stop. It's just like my head feels like it's in a vice and it wants to explode. And one of the things that does that is watching all these crazy things in the media that would be unacceptable 5 years ago. And we laugh it off and they say, well, they will have to correct it. But I don't see that. I see them getting worse and worse every year.
You see it getting worse and worse, and it's just never going to change. But the fact of the matter stands, it's just
the correction's happening slowly. Correcting itself because it's all about the money at the end of the day with these people. And they will correct it once they lose enough money and bleed enough money. They will change because the money will go somewhere else.
Well, that's the thing.
I hope you're right. From your lips to God's ears.
If you're calling them socialist justice warriors, they'll soon find out that we still very much live in a capitalist world. And if they want to keep their jobs, they're going to have to change tack.
A lot of them don't care about their jobs. That's the problem. A lot of these people at Marvel, they don't care about their jobs. They want to live in a commune. They don't care about destroying an industry. It's like that long march through the institutions. You know, these people, they all go to different schools, but in their heart, they have the Frankfurt School.
Well, either way,
I'm diving deep, and a lot of you people are not going to get it in the chat. You have to have a couple of levels of this isn't exoteric. This is a little deeper, but some of you guys will understand what I'm talking about and what my fear is and what I'm worried about and why I go hard in the paint for free speech to be able to criticize these things. Because at the end of the day, speaking a truth, the right to review, the right to an honest review is at its root. It's rooted in the right to free speech. And I'm waiting for that market correction. I'm hoping it really hits them hard, and they do this. If Captain Marvel has to be beaten by Captain Marvel or Shazam, then let it be. I mean, if Disney has to lose 10, 20, 30 points at the stock market, let it be. I don't have a problem with that. It's a giant corporation. I have no problem with watching them lose 10 or 20 points at the stock market like Nike did. I think there was a couple of different factors in there, but the whole, the who they're picking, Castro to people, to Latins, it's very offensive.
Oh yeah.
People in Cuba, they don't have a right to own a house. They do not have a right to own a house. You have a right to own a house. They don't. This hasn't been allowed for the last 60 years, right? And that's a very basic right, human right, to own property. All right. These people do not believe in that. So that's why, yes, there are other factors in the Nike thing. But if they need to lose 10 points, if they need to lose 20 points in the I'm all for that. Short Disney.
Jeff, do you think we should take a moment of silence for your Toys R Us?
There you go.
I think that's been covered
there
enough.
you go.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Toys R Us was amazing, especially Jeff's.
I don't mean to hit a soft spot on you, Jeff, but I think we should take a moment of silence for your Toys R Us.
I do too. In all honesty, though, I was driving to the gym, which is next door, and I was just like, "Oh my god, they're tearing down all the signage, shit!" Because like I said in the thing, I was out of town when it closed. I was like, that's no big deal. I honestly, there was nothing in there that I wanted. It was a bunch of Star Wars and Force Awakens crap. They haven't got new shipments in since Christmas, and I had come to terms with it. But
they report that as gain, right? Because they got it off to what they don't care if Toys R Us was able to move it. They sold it to Toys R Us and took cash. And I think that's the same thing that's going on with the Blu-ray. Oh, great sales. Great sales to who? Not to individuals. They passed that cost off to Best Buy. And, they bought it. And that's who we did great sales. To who? Not to individuals. Ask Best Buy how many they were able to sell. Ask Kmart if they were able to sell it. And you're going to find them in the dollar bin in a month.
Kmart. We don't even have Kmart anymore.
That's not even a thing.
We still got
Kmart's next the way they're going. Geez, that's sad.
You would think Georgia had a Kmart. I don't think they have one down here anymore.
Hi, David's in here. How you doing?
Hi.
Hey, what's up, Dave?
G'day. I tried to join you for like 2 hours and it kept putting me back into the queue over and over and over again.
Good to hear you again.
Yep.
Yeah,
Welcome
g'day. I have a few missed calls, but every time I try to answer them or return calls, the relay's not letting me. It's just putting me into a loop.
No, because the Hangout is a different one every time. It's a different link.
Yes,
the link leads
exactly.
No. Yeah, that's what it's doing. I have to go back to the Patreon link and retry from there every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
It
And
keeps
the other
looping
way, it's
me.
weird.
Yeah, I was stuck in a loop, but
You can also try copying the link and putting it in a separate tab in Google.
No,
Chrome.
I did that, but it says, Hangout's full. You want to try again? So wait a few minutes, try again.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It's at max capacity. That's true.
Well, look, I got to read a couple of super chats because we were supposed to end at 10 o'clock. It's 10:30, so
we went bonus meme for the past 30 minutes.
Yeah, I was like, because we got to record commentaries for Schlocktober.
Sketches. Because I wanted everybody to know, Sketch is right. It all starts with the Frankfurt School because it's that central theorist, and they now exist as the Ford Foundation, as the Rockefeller Foundation, and the Soros Foundation, and the Open Society Foundation, and the Southern Poverty Law Center. They broke up, but they still exist.
The Club of Rome.
The Club of Rome established the stock market and the Fed, but they're losing power to the Soros group. The Soros group tells the stock market to go up 3 points. Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
Now, I mean, I know this is kind of a Patreon thing, and this is our chance to voice what we think about these things. But I think I've kind of gone off the rails a little bit, and I've kind of gotten through the stock to set a little bit of a bad example. I know we like to get into that stuff, right? This is very interesting to us, but usually Jeff doesn't like us to get too political, right? And we are getting a little bit political. But I do understand
this is fine, though. I mean,
it's okay.
This is all because we're all in we're talking about entertainment and the ramifications and the way entertainment has changed over the last couple of years. So if anything, all it is really looking deeper into, how we got here. What I mean by overly political is I don't want to talk about policy. I don't want to talk about marriage this or right to life and all that stuff. That kind of stuff doesn't have a place on the channel ever. Like if somebody came on here and said, I'm a patron and I want to talk about gay marriage rights, I'd be like, look it, nope, don't talk politics on the channel. It's not about for or against or anything.
way.
Don't cover those politics here. This kind of stuff is more of a history to me, so I don't consider this political.
Okay.
It's like when you guys bring up like
it's the origin of the modern philosophy. Modernists all boil back to nihilism. I did this in my video in 1984, and I'm producing a few more hopefully soon. But it all comes back to nihilism. I'm unhappy, so you have to be unhappy. Orwell was a product of the dying British Empire, as I stated in my video, and a lot of his philosophies come out through his book 1984. It's not a handbook, it's not a guide, it's just basically saying if we continue this nihilistic post-war modernism, this is what's going to happen to us. And
I'd like to see a reboot of that movie. Did you guys ever see that movie, 1984?
Yes.
I saw that movie
again. Yeah. It's literally happening right now.
Screaming at the theater. Yeah, that's what I said in one of my videos. Look at they're screaming at the theater. That's exactly what's going on now. Everything's tied to nihilism, emotionalism, and
minute of hate.
Collectivism. All those three together. Disney, they look at it and say, "Oh, collectivism. This is great. We can produce movies for the lowest cost and get the most out of the public because they will always come to see our product." That's why they embrace it. They think that it's going to provide them with a permanent audience.
There used to be a certain civility between the left and the right, and I think they're taking that civility out. We used to be able
that happens
to.
when you move away from the center.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, folks, let me read these last two super chats so we can put this baby to bed. So our friend Wild Warlock says Marvel could save a lot of money and just use a mannequin or a sexy doll instead of Brie Larson for Captain Marvel. Same facial expression and charisma.
Anything with a smile.
Anything with a smile.
For that video I made, I was photoshopping smiles on that for quite a while, and I couldn't find a good one, so I just made her face more derpy.
Yeah. Hey, I sent you one, Jeff, if you got it on Twitter. So
there
you go.
I'll have to check that out.
I was trying to do the Joker smile, but I'm not that good at the Joker smile. Would be, the cut face.
Yeah,
that would be awesome. The Joker, but I'm not good at Photoshop.
Jeff, remember to tell Nick to follow me on Twitter. That dingbat hasn't done it for months. I even sent an email about it. It's because you said, yeah, we'll get to it, we'll do it. And then a week goes by and another week. So not a big deal, but god dang, man, it wasn't cheap.
I'll make sure. So now Nick is a Nick. You want Nick to follow you on Twitter?
No, the world class bullshitters to follow me on Twitter.
And you're the DJ
show.
Okay, well, I'll do it right now.
If you can pull it off, that'd be great. Thanks.
See,
it's because you said yes, you'd do it. That's the only reason I'm going on about it.
That's no problem. If we said we'll do something, we'll do it. So you know what? Boom, you're followed by world class.
All right, cool. Thanks. Yeah, it was a big deal just to make my life easier, sending you to the amazing insider knowledge, Disney and other fine studios. I don't want it quite getting out public, and then they're like, "Oh, you said something. We know exactly who told you that." And I don't want to get that person fired. That'd be bad. And then there goes insider knowledge. So that's the reason I wanted that.
Oh, well, I got you covered, man. You're officially followed by us.
Thanks.
Thanks for being patient.
No, that's fine.
Now, Tim Riggs says, FYI, I'm like 10 shots in. He says, F Disney. Captain Marvel couldn't get an 18-year-old on Viagra turgid. Disney is on hold right now. Wait for Title IX and Captain Marvel to bomb and D stock to drop, then buy.
Oh, God.
Sounds like a plan.
I've been sustaining myself on a case of beer that I paid $15 for, so Brian Lape somewhere is crying.
Brian Lape was in here for a minute. Is he still here?
No.
Oh, and then we had another super chat from our friend Dio Brando pop up that says the Joker smile is also called a Chelsea grin.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
It's also called a Glasgow smile.
Accurate.
So I was trying to put a Chelsea grin on Bree's resting bitch face, which we wouldn't have if Kirsten Dunst people didn't make Twilight, I think we wouldn't have Brie Larson and the rest of the resting bitch face actresses right now.
I know, right?
All those markets.
Yes.
Captain Bitchface. That's definitely got a ring to it.
Yes, Captain Bitchface is accurate.
Yeah.
That's what I kept referring to as Bitchface every time. I think, God dang.
Yeah, see, Shazam could have kept his original name then.
And then you go look at Scott Pilgrim, the way she was in that film, and you look how she is in that trailer.
Exactly.
How the hell is it the same
started
human
the
being?
resting bitch face? Do you know who
I think
started the
Shazam
resting
is gonna be the better Captain Marvel.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that right now. If
Yeah,
something
yeah,
doesn't change with that film, Shazam will make more money than Captain Marvel. At least I hope
I
so.
actually LOL.
Oh, 100%.
Well, if you want to get rid of Captain Bitchface, you have to make it happen. You have to push that movie.
You have to back something else. I mean, you have to back something else.
So it's Shazam. I can't say
But you know who started resting Bitchface? Ben Affleck. You look at Ben Affleck in almost every movie he's played for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
He's Captain Marvel. You know, he's got that resting bitch face. You know, look at Good Will Hunting.
See, Brie Larson does have a pair of teeth that she does show.
Yes.
This is her in 21 Jump Street right here.
Yeah, she has really nice breasts. I'm just saying. They've really developed nicely over the years. I mean, they've got a good jiggle to a little bounce. You can bounce a quarter off it, no problem. Get right in that beer mug.
You wouldn't think it in that armor she wears.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, it's time to close out this stream. I just want to say again, thank you to everyone that's here right now. We really appreciate it. You guys know what we're doing with entertainment, what we're trying to do to change the world of entertainment, and to know that all you guys back us, we really appreciate that. And everyone out there watching, thanks for sticking with us. Thanks for spending your Wednesday night with us. I'll be back in the morning with Good Morning Pop Culture, and we're going to have some fun over the weekend. So I'll talk to you guys soon, and have a good one.
Thanks, Jeff. Have a good one.